And welcome everyone to Tracks of Terror episode 4. We are here, we're excited, so we're gonna just go around real quick, say who we are and who we're playing, and then we'll get into a little recap and get right into it. Let's get wild and crazy today and go in the opposite order. Hollowtail, how are you today? How's it going?
Yeah, it's going good. Better now that I'm playing this, that's for sure. But yeah, I'm looking forward to tonight. It's gonna be a hoot and a holler, I'm sure.
Wonderful. Alright, next we've got Kate Madison RP.
Yeah, hello. I'm playing Kitty Cartwright. Who's been having a lot of nightmares due to penguins and lost fathers, but
Right.
which is more important? Who knows?
The dad, definitely. But someone who might be important would be Doc Rimbo.
Might be. I don't know. Hi, I'm Doc Rimbo. I use he, she, they pronouns. I don't know. If you're going to talk about the philosophical debate, penguins or fathers, like, who can say? That's like, how many angels can you fit on the head of a pin? That sort of stuff. Anyway, Frost from Fire.
Yeah, Frost from Fire. How many Frost from Fires can you put on the head of a pin? How are you?
How big is the pin?
It's enormous.
I recently was renamed Sloth from Fire in one of my side groups. I've had a bit of a slow weekend, but today I did get out into the English countryside, which was a really nice time. But now I'm sleepy from the country air, which can only be good things for this game, where Lindy inevitably has sneaky things around every corner.
Never. Speaking about something sneaky around every corner, Susanna Grace.
I've ever been called sneaky.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
I'm good, I think. I'm excited to get going and see what horrible things chase us this week in our little carriage. It's good. It's a good time.
Yeah.
Not terrifying.
Someone who's not terrifying would be Hot Flakes Tom.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you very much. I'm Hotflakes Tom. I am playing Ryan Hawks, who is turned into booze because he saw a giant horse-headed thing come charging at them, which I think is a personally reasonable response to something like that. You know,
Absolutely.
Booze helps.
Booze helps. Moral of this story. It's not. Don't take that as the moral of this story. But, in the fictional sense, a bite. So, last week, what happened on Tracks of Terror was our group got a coach. They found out that the inn was too full at Ogden, Utah, which made sense. It's the train stops where everyone's getting off, finding out that the train is canceled for at least a week, probably, while they clear the tracks from a big landslide up ahead. But they did manage to send advance word to Salt Lake City to get some rooms on hold for them there. And so they got a coach arranged for them, all that. Took the coach down the scenic Salt Lake. I say scenic, it wasn't particularly, because it was a dark and stormy morning, mid-morning. And they managed to talk before they got on the carriage to the local telegraph office, send a couple grams, the telegrams, not the Instagrams, and got some information. And while they were in the coach, though, going to Salt Lake City, they ran into the North Shore Monster, a 60 to 70 foot long crocodilian cryptid with a horse's head that has been known to carry off buffalo in its mouth. That's how big it is, which is rather astonishing since the depth of the Salt Lake is only about 33 feet. But, cryptids move in mysterious ways, and they decided to try to eat the carriage and all those inside of it. They tried throwing flaming lanterns at it, shooting it. They grazed it once, but instead of driving it off, they managed to outrun it thanks to some very fortunate rolls from their coach driver and some very scared horses. They got to Salt Lake City a little shaken, checked into their hotel, and have started to decompress a bit. They're at the Broom Hotel, where it is $350 a night per room. Some of them decided to sketch out what they've seen, like Mina, Kitty, kind of staring into going, oh god, did that thing eat my father? Ryan turning to drinking, Bucky deciding to pull the wool over some Mormons' eyes and sell them railroad shares for a track that does not exist for the Mormon missionary car. Meanwhile, Edison Jones decided to update Mr. Marsh, who had hired them on this endeavor, about their change of plans, and found out that there's a brand new narrow gauge railway that it's going to take its first ever train ride all the way to Denver, which is about a hop, skip, and a jump away from Golden, which is their ultimate goal. So, he put a hold on some tickets for them in the Pullman sleeper car, which this very new train has, and came back and said, "Good news, everyone!" and shared that they have a train leaving this very afternoon at 4 p.m., which I believe is about 3 hours away from now. And so, Bucky successfully making a few dollars, which is in this economy is quite good. Came back to the hotel, was going to change his disguise, and they were asking about old McNeil, Mr. McNeil, who apparently saw the North Shore monster in 77, was first sighted, but is known to be a bit of a drunk. But the waitress, barmaid, did say she would try to get him in by yelling for him in the back alley of the hotel. And get him in she does. You see a drunk, very soaked through to the bone man, because it's been drizzling outside all day, come in, as you all kind of come into the bar at the same time with Edison's proclamation of good news, and Bucky returning from his Mormon scams.
Edison sees the disheveled man enter.
I heard there's drinks.
Who's this? Who are you?
Name's
Who is this man?
McNeil. Someone's here is looking for me.
I am not that person. Are one of you looking for a drunk man?
Mr. McNeil, please come sit.
Oh, great. Oh, beautiful ladies. That's great. Love beautiful ladies. And he almost misses the chair as he, goes to sit down. But there's a glass of whiskey that was placed down in front of where he was supposed to sit, and after a little bit of, figuring out where the glass is exactly, he manages to get his hands on it and bring himself down to the cup's level and take a nice, long drag. How can I help you, lovely lady?
Mina's just gonna take a look at Kitty and just, yeah.
Well, we had a question or two for you, actually.
Sure, if you're buying the drinks, I've got answers.
Well, I'm hoping this doesn't distress you at all, but we heard that you and some colleagues, I think, were some of the first people to see a certain creature a few years back.
Did you see it? See the North Shore monster?
Well, actually, yes. We're pretty sure we did.
Yeah, there's a moment where, you can see the cogs turning, but they're floating. The cogs are floating in booze. But you see them turning, he's like, so you believe me? That's great.
Yes.
You've got to tell everyone, because they don't believe me. You should tell everybody, and then they'll have to believe us, because then there's at least, us.
Well, yes. I mean, there was a few people on the carriage right here that did see this creature and chased us.
That's phenomenal. I mean, it's terrible. Anyone get eaten? We lost Joe to the North Shore monster. He got it. His big horsey molars.
And so nobody has believed you since? What do they think happened
Only
to
me
Joe?
and the crew. Oh, it's, it happened during a terrible storm. Much like today. He leans back down. It's the whiskey. We were trying to bring in some of the salt. We were, sort of salt mine. And so we were trying to get it out for the rain, gush it back into the lake. And, it came out of the lake, and it grabbed Joe. They said he just probably lost his. They said we were all drunk at work, and I'm not saying we weren't drinking at work, but we weren't drunk at work. Just drinking.
Would you class yourself as drunk now?
Oh yes, very much so. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just getting a gauge on your level of drunkenness.
Absolutely, I've ever since
I
I've
agree
seen
that
the
he
beast.
appears to be drunk.
He's smart and
Yes.
Yeah.
very observative.
Have you always been a drinker, or is it since the incident?
Excuse me, ma'am. I'm Irish.
Well, I didn't want to presume that every. I mean, that seems. I mean, it's. No, yeah. Okay.
Ma'am, I know it's the 1880s, but
It is. It is at least good. I'm glad you're aware.
but most Irishmen do still drink. Yeah.
Well, sure. Do you think that's why they don't believe you, though?
I think they're too scared to believe something that dastardly could be living right in that bloody lake.
I mean, it was pretty scary. To be honest. So, I mean, have you ever gone back, looked for it?
Only when I get blackout drunk. I'm told they usually find me laying near the beach somewhere. So I try to
It seems like
maintain
the worst
really
time to
drunk,
do it,
but not a blackout. It's a fine line to walk.
right.
'Cause I tried sober and it did not do me any favours. We had to run up
Do you
into
think
the
it's
hills and hide
off-put
from it
by
all night.
alcohol? Would it?
Maybe
Would it be-
it doesn't like. Maybe I'm too pickled. That could be a theory. Everyone should drink more to deter the beast. Was any of you drunk and you're in the coach heading this way?
Certainly not.
Don't believe so.
That's why you went for yous. You weren't pickled enough.
But, well, that's a broad hypothesis. Well,
It's this big word. I don't think there's any hypotheses living around here. Just the.
oh,
monster.
sorry. Yeah,
I'm
it's
prone to
just
I think those
agree.
are in Africa. Those hypotheses. Hypotenuse.
right.
Whatever.
Yeah, I hear they're dangerous. And I turn to Mina with a kind of look, but as subtle a one as it can be, although he wouldn't notice.
Just to confirm that we did, in fact, have the same interaction with the
Yeah.
same creature.
Sure,
How
man.
would you describe this creature you saw?
70-foot terrible crocodilian beast with a horse's head.
He's gonna open up his
horsey
sketchbook.
molars.
Did it look like
Big
this?
enough to carry off. We saw it first come out of the lake with a buffalo in its mouth, and then it saw Joe. And it thought Joe looked tastier.
Right. And who was this Joe gentleman? Just someone in your company?
Oh, he was co-worker. He was his job to do the salt sifting.
I see.
He was closest to the lake when it came out of it.
Right. Has anyone else come to speak to you about this creature recently? In the past year or so?
Not the past year, but some people ask me questions from time to time, and I give them the best information I can.
What about 5 years back?
That would have been 20 years.
Five. No, that 5 years back.
Yeah, no, but this is 84?
Oh,
83.
83, right?
yeah, that would have been 78.
77 is when I saw it for the first time.
Right, but
78, well, that's when I was still trying to be sober. That
good.
didn't
Okay,
go
do
well.
you have any recollection of being sober?
Aye, of course I do.
Well, do you
terrible.
remember?
So I remember not to stop drinking.
Right.
Aye.
Did you happen to meet a gentleman?
Oh no, my cup's empty.
Well, if you could answer this question, maybe we could get you another
thirsty.
one.
At this point, Ryan will he's been sipping this
Yeah.
whiskey, and he'll just place it over. in
Oh,
front of him
bless
and
you.
sit down.
Bless you, kind soul. What are you?
So before you down that,
What are you talking
do-
about, ma'am?
well, a gentleman, a professor, Professor
Professor
Reginald
Otis, the
Cartwright?
smarty pants teachers. Schools.
Yes. Did you notice a smarty pants person asking about maybe the North Shore or the North Shore monster or the lake, the Antelope Island?
I'm gonna have to make a.
Might have talked a little bit about rocks or dinosaurs.
Oi! I remember the fellow. He's a
Oh.
little, he had elbow patches, bow tie.
Mm-hmm.
Big.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember him. He is very distinguished, but not like snobbity gentleman.
Right. And you talked to him about this? Did
Oh yeah,
did you tell him
I told
about
him all about the North Shore monster and what I saw, and how he should not go to Antelope Island because I think that's where it dwells. A big old monster lair.
Do you recall, like, how did he react to that? Did he seem off-put, or did he seem
He was one
determined
of
to
the
go?
few blokes that ever took me seriously when I was sober.
Okay.
He wound up not going to Antelope Island. He said, well, I told him all the same rocks that are there are washed up on the shore here anyway. It's not that far.
Okay, so you don't think he went? Do you?
No,
Recall-
he went east.
Did he take a train or?
No, he got a guide. He was looking into the Ute territory. It's well, they've moved the Utes to a reservation last year, you know. But he wanted to speak to some Utes about some cave rock drawings or something that they have. I don't know. I'm not a Ute.
I see. And so he got a guide. You didn't meet this guy, did you?
Oh, he was pretty well known. At least at the time. I don't know where he is now, but
Any name? or-
Swift Crow, I believe, is what he would go by. He was the Ute guide. Most people hired, and they ever needed to go out to Ute territory.
He was the
Okay.
Ute director.
No, he was more of a guide, like a nature person.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. For taking people to and from a reservation and wanted to speak to the Utes. But, now they're on a
Lynn-
reservation, it's not a territory anymore. That's, it'd be about, he was going to where I think, about Grand Junction would be now. I think Colorado State.
Is that out of character? Is that where we're heading? Or are
You
we going closer?
normally wouldn't pass through Grand Junction, but because you're taking the new Denver and Rio Grande Colorado Railway, you believe that you might pass through Grand Junction.
Okay. So yeah, okay. So catching this next train would not necessarily lose the trail
So it would seem.
in her head. Okay.
Good news.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to does anyone else want to
Buy me a drink?
Oh, well, I mean Ryan, do you want another drink?
What I want and what I should have are two different things.
Okay. Well,
He
looking at
doesn't
this
want more
wonderful
drinks, but he
gentleman-
should have them.
I think, yeah.
If you
well,
saw the North Shore monster, you should be drinking.
I turned to the barman and I'm like, is it? What time? Actually, what time is it before I?
That's
Oh no,
about-
middle of the day.
It's
not too
about
bad.
like 1 p.m., 2
It's-
p.m.
We
you
are
know?
day drinking. Okay.
Absolutely. It's the West. It's fine.
I will turn
o'clock
to the
somewhere.
barman and ask if it's possible. It's like, is it possible to get some coffee?
And the nods, and there's already a pot. He will pour.
Right.
How many cups you wish.
Well, I'll take one. I feel like he should have one, but I'm not sure O'Neill will take one. Ryan, do you want one?
He
You
won't
kind of
drink it
look a
unless
little-
he can smell alcohol in it. But what I usually do is rub a little around the rim, and he can't tell.
How about that? Maybe that's a good idea.
Yeah, we'll do that. You see him get like how you would do the rim to put like sugar or salt on for margarita,
Yeah.
but he just does it in alcohol and then pours coffee into the cup.
Amazing. And I'll dig around in my purse to see if I.
It's okay. Mina will pay for it. She sees you digging and she does that grandma thing where she's like, she's faster. She gets the money out.
Okay, I was meant to be.
The
my
coffee,
treat,
it's
but
like
thank you.
it's like a nickel per cup. It's not much.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. O'Neill, thank you so much for your time. I don't want
yeah,
to keep
you're
you for the rest
sure.
of your day. I'm sure there's
Irish coffee, is the best coffee.
yes. Have a coffee and maybe some water.
I don't need that. It's already been raining. That I just couldn't stand out like this. Free water, clean water.
Yeah. Well, yes. Good point. Very small amounts. I am so sorry. I turned to everybody else. I'm like, I'm so sorry. He had some.
Rolled
Perhaps
real
we
well
could,
on his drunken memory check.
Perhaps we could
all.
all speak over someplace else
Yes,
and
maybe.
leave Mr. O'Neill to his libations.
I don't have any
Considering
money,
it's
so
real-
when I'm done with this coffee, I'll just go back out in the rain.
As you say, sir, whatever it was.
I
O'Neill.
think he-
No, I mean, I cannot understand what you're saying.
Oh.
It's all right.
said he
You
would leave.
enjoy being intoxicated.
Seems chronically
Okay.
sober, poor sod.
See that as a chronic condition. He's muttering to himself as he walks away. Miss Cartwright, I don't know if you noticed, but the man that you asked about shares your last name.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I know I've. That was probably very confusing. We were talking about my father. My father passed through this way about 5 years back, and, well, he, much like the person we are out to locate, he also went missing. And, to be honest, this is more than I've learned in 5 years. So, much as it was from a drunk man,
Yes, are you sure
Probably.
you can trust this gentleman? He seems to be drunk.
well, yes, indeed. But I mean, he had some information that I feel like somebody who would be drunk and forgetful probably wouldn't remember. So unless it's completely made up, and to be honest, if I ask around and I don't find any word of this swift crow, then maybe it is just all made up. I'm unfortunately a bit of a hopeful person.
Well, you and Professor Hawk have some degree of training in anthropology, do you not? Do you know anything of these Ute people?
I'm
You
more a
would know-
geologist.
What the layman would know. So the Ute people are the natives to the Utah territory. It's where Utah got its name from. Ute. They had quite a bit of territory, and then People started moving in, and then they had the Ute territory of the Utah, and then in 1882 they're like, no, we wanna make cities in that territory. So then they moved them to a reservation. Classic American West.
What do you think would attract your father to the reservation?
To be honest, I'm not completely sure. That's kind of why it's all a bit of a mystery. He was heading out this way to try and spend the summer learning a little more about some of these dinosaur digs. And I think he was just following where his interest lay. I mean, he's a geologist, or was a geologist, and that's what he taught. But all these bones being dug up and things like that just started to get his attention. And to be honest, once he's out here, apparently hearing about North Shore monsters and other things, then he might have just been following his curiosity. I'm not certain. Or maybe there is a dig site? I don't really know.
Perhaps if we meet any archaeologists in our destination, they might know. But of course, I understand this must be very emotionally compromising for you. And I'm sure that we can look into it as long as it does not interfere with our primary task.
Yes, of course. I selfish as my ideas are, I am here for the job we're here to do, and if I can dig around a little for anything in the meantime, I will, but I do not want to delay us or interfere with what we are here to do, which is to find Mr. Lakes and not my father. So.
Very good. Yes, I approve. I'm glad you recognize your own selfishness, but we will press forward.
She goes very red and sort of sinks in her chair a bit more.
Mina is gonna give Edison the kind of evils that only a British middle-aged woman can give someone.
That might even be strong enough for Edison to pick up on.
Oh, she's not hiding it. She's like,
Well, Edison wouldn't notice.
she's gonna tut at you, and then
he startles and jumps back.
And she'll say, "What a horrible thing to say, Edison." And then she's gonna take Kitty by the elbow, and we're gonna
was the one who said it.
for a little bit.
Oh, all right.
Listen, I'm so sorry about that.
No, it's true. I mean, we are here for something else, and I shouldn't be taking all this time and interfering and talking to drunken men in bars in the afternoon.
Your aunt would be so proud.
Auntie, I found the best person. He's Irish.
You'll be like,
If
well, it's better than
Use some
nothing.
time, Kitty, to find your father. We can do that. If there's one thing I've learned in all my years, is there's always time.
Well, it would be a boon if we could find 2 lost people, that's for sure. But yes, I'm glad to be reined in. I do not want to derail everything. We've already had that problem.
Don't you worry. And never mind, Mr. Jones. He's a little uptight, is the polite way to say.
He's definitely unique. I haven't met many people like him.
Me neither.
That's
This is
what's
gonna sound-
interesting about this trip, I guess.
Yes, all kinds of folks. There's a common saying back home. It takes all kinds. Right, I believe we have a train to catch soon.
That is true, yes. Well, goodness. Glad we didn't properly unpack. We haven't even spent a night here. Are we gonna have to pay for the rooms? Wait, weren't we gonna sell our train tickets?
You say that, and we
Yes.
cut to August Hope, who's got probably the folder that Edison probably had with everybody's like train tickets and whatnot.
There's tabs. It's organized.
Little portfolio
Yeah.
system.
Mm-hmm.
Spreadsheet before spreadsheets.
You go up to the front desk person who you got rooms with, and he's like, yeah, how can I help you?
Hi there. I've been in conversation with the gentleman down at the train tracks, and they assure me there's actually a train running today in the direction that myself and my companions are hoping to be heading. And
it's a
I
new
was
one.
wondering if perhaps the hotel here would be interested in our tickets from our prior booking. They are first class on the whatever the train was called, because Charlie
Yeah.
has forgotten.
Oh yes, let me see. Could I look at these tickets?
Here you are. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And he looks and he makes note of like the seat numbers, or like not the seat numbers, but like, you know, the car number, the number of tickets, the names, and he goes, "I will send a telegram to the station in Ogden and see if I can how much a name change would be, and then I can quote you a price for these."
Oh, I would be in your debt. The train that we're hoping to take does depart relatively soon. I'd be happy, of course, to cover the expense of your telegraph and anything else that needs to happen.
So I take it you will not be needing those rooms. You...
That's right. Of course, you know, we booked them, and perhaps we can come to some arrangement regarding that matter too. And I think August looks over his shoulder like, crap, I should have brought Jones with me. I'm now out of my depth.
Jones is standing there looking around the room, wondering what to do next because he's clearly made someone angry and he doesn't know why. So he's in idle stance mode.
Yeah, just the idle
He's
animation.
just
All but T-pose.
yeah.
And you see him like, go, well, it would be more expedient if you could run this down to the telegram station once I finish, and wait for their response. It should not take long. The train station is usually quite quick, and I'm sure that I've tired of dealing with customers at the station itself. He like jot down a thing. Goes, if you could send this, it would make things go quicker. Rather than me having to wait for a bellhop. We've suddenly had more influx of people coming to check in, so your rooms should not be a problem. Will be occupied shortly. That does leave our runners busy bringing luggage.
Oh, I quite understand. I'll be happy to run this down there for you. And if your runners need help with luggage, I'll be happy to help them as well while we're waiting.
No, I cannot ask you to do the luggage, but since it is concerning to transfer your tickets, I can have you run this to the telegrams.
You're right. I do need to stop doing other people's jobs. Oh, thank you very much for your assistance in this matter. Is the draft ready?
Yes, here it is.
Oh, thank
August.
you. Thank you.
I have ordered you a plate of food for lunch. It's important that you eat before we press on.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Jones. I need to get on down to the train station, take care of this. But I appreciate it.
Oh no, all of this delicious food is going to go to waste. Well, here, Mr. O'Neill, and perhaps you can fill your stomach with something other than alcohol.
Oh, that's very kind, yes, sir. I love soup.
Yes, I'm very kind. I don't know why other people are angry at me.
Enjoy the meal, Mr. O'Neill. Mr. Jones's excellent taste.
Oh, I shudder to think of what it is. What Jones would
like-
order for August, thinking it's something he'd
Imagine-
like.
It's like plain broth soup, like bone broth.
Yeah.
Which bone broth, to be
But there's
fair,
like a slice of bread
delicious.
because August
Yeah.
likes to party.
Yeah, it's like the saddest French onion soup without any onions.
Ooh,
Or
yeah,
cheese.
Jones would never, but yeah. Mhm.
And a lone red apple.
Yeah. O'Neill is having a great day. He's remembering stuff. He's gotten drinks. He's gotten coffee. He's getting soup and an apple. And with a slice of bread. This is a great day for O'Neill. He's just happily and mostly quietly eating in the corner of the bar. What is Mr. Boone? Mr. Boone, you would have gotten back to the hotel.
Yeah.
For the good news, you've got a train leaving this afternoon. News. What would
That's
you be
great
up
news.
to? You've also
think
seen
he'll
O'Neill
have-
in the corner with his drink
Yeah.
soup.
He'll sort of scut around. He'll have gone back, and then he'll go upstairs. He'll get changed. He'll change his cologne, and he'll basically get his hair styled a bit differently. Pop the glasses away back into the case, and get himself, at least in his eyes, looking different.
Yep.
And back to his normal Bucky Boone persona. And I think he'll have a good drink because he's still also mulling the fact that they were chased by a 60 to 70 foot thing with a
Yeah.
horse head,
Yeah.
and a lizard body. But otherwise, he'll just sort of lay low there for a while. I think he's gonna rest, relax, maybe read a book.
Oh, nice, nice. What book do you read?
I think he'll probably be reading, given that he was given the Book of Mormon, so to speak,
Yes.
he'll be reading that one.
Okay.
So he'll have a flick through, try and see if he can pick anything up here, which will be good for him in the future,
Yeah, yeah.
to make
for
sure that his cons go well with the Mormon kind.
Yes, cons of the Mormon kind. Yeah, that's easy enough for you to do. You can flip through the book. You're changed. You're refreshed. There's a comfortable like parlor area you could chillax in. Warm fireplace to help dry you out because it has been cold.
Yeah,
Time.
I think he'll definitely do that.
What about Ryan? Ryan, you just drinking at the bar still? You getting coffee? What's Mr. Hawks up to?
No, I don't think that he'll, after he handed his half-drank whiskey to the bum, um, I think he'll probably kind of like maybe want to go for a walk, just explore the city.
It's like drizzle.
Try and sober up a little bit. He's probably not that drunk, maybe just a little tipsy.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's probably just gonna walk around, see what's there. Yeah, I think that's about it, really. Maybe maybe buy some, again, a few, like, luxury supplies.
Sure.
Train journey. Maybe, I don't know, like, maybe some, like, nice chocolate for food or something like that, whatever.
Yeah. It'd be,
Kind of like thing to
a
do.
little pricey, but it's
And
definitely doable.
he's gonna buy a bottle of whiskey to take with him on the train.
Bottle of whiskey and some chocolate. That sounds delicious. Like, now I'm like, ooh, I want whiskey and chocolate. But, yeah. You were easily able to procure those things, walking around in the rain, seeing people with their umbrellas, and going to and from. You can see that because this is a Sunday, temple has let out by this point, and people are... All the Mormons are milling back home and to, do their thing. So the streets are much busier than when you first arrived. Because you still arrived during church hours. But yeah, other than that, it's a pretty average city on a weirdly salty lake with a terrifying creature that lurks within.
This might seem odd. Well, maybe not. Would there be like a place in the city where guides would go or traveling would go? So, for example, if you wanted to get a guide or a central location, whether it's like a carriage place or stable.
Yes,
or
there would be
whatever.
multiple stables, probably around the same area. You could go there, and there would be bulletin board. Of course, a lovely bulletin board
Okay.
for town hall for
I would
requests and job postings and whatnot.
I would like to go to a stable or two just to have a look at the bulletin board to see if there's
Yeah.
anything about Swiftcrow there.
Give me a library use or spot hidden check to sift through for me.
Ooh. Oh my god. Both my highest skills, but
Well,
I'll use library use.
sure.
Oh, for goodness sake. I want to push it.
Push it real good, Tom.
I want to push it real good. Fuck you, roll 20.
Nice. So you're looking
I
at
get a
these
splinter.
bulletin boards, paper cut. First of all, yes, you get a paper cut. It's not enough to do a hit point of damage, but just enough to be really annoying.
Oh, it's there. It's always
It's
there.
there. And you feel like a tug at your your coat.
I look down.
You see a little child, like a flat cap on,
Oh no, I'm
And-
about to get pickpocketed.
and like a little coat, little waxed coat on, over no shoes. There's no shoes, but rolled up pants with suspenders over his shirt. What you doing?
Just looking at the bulletin board, looking for
Oh,
a
you
guy.
can read it, can you?
Yeah, I can read. Do you
Wow.
know how to read?
No,
Oh. What,
not fancy like that.
you don't have to be that fancy to read.
Obviously. As they
Yeah,
give
well,
like
actually,
a
you're right.
look up and down.
Yeah. All right, bad example. Bad example. So, what do you do around here? You work around here, or
Oh yeah.
what do you do?
Odd jobs.
Odd jobs, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
What you need then?
You, hey, you been around here long? You know, do you know of a guy
Whole
called
life.
Swift-
Don't look like they've
Whole
had
life.
a long life.
Yeah, actually. This kid's like 3 years old.
This
but
kid's
looks
like
98.
6, 7 maybe.
Yeah. I mean, for a
got,
6
like-
or 7-year-old, that is a long life.
He's got like 7 like curled hair coming out. It's
Yeah.
just past the ears. Hard to tell if this is a girl or a boy.
Right.
You know.
Wendy,
that age.
are they
Yeah.
doing that double thumb tuck? Have
Oh.
you seen that one colorized picture of that?
Absolutely
Yeah.
with the suspenders, but in
I
like
feel
in the
I'm gonna get
rain,
mugged.
looking looking at him.
I'm looking for a very specific guide. Have you heard of
No, I know
someone called,
guides.
do you?
Yeah,
You heard of one called
Lots of
Swift
them.
Pro?
maybe.
Maybe, huh?
Yeah.
Is that a yes or a no, or is
Well, I
that
don't
a...
know. You haven't paid me for my services yet.
Yeah, of course, and
I'm what they
Alright.
call a middleman.
yeah, okay, all right, and
You got a job and he's doing. I'll hook you up with the right people.
all right then, all right. Well, I want to know information about this person called Swift Crow. So here's some money, and I don't know what a few cents. I don't know what's in, the thing, a cent.
Sure,
a
you give him.
dime.
You give
I
a
don't
penny.
know what any of these it means.
You give him like a penny. Like a
I'll
penny.
give him a penny.
And then you look, and the child looks and goes, "You must not want to know that bad."
I'll give him 3 pennies.
See
Oh.
what I can do.
You know what? No, I'll give him. How much is a cent? Or dime?
That's a great question. Hold on.
I don't know. Even today, I don't know. The only American currency I know are really dollars.
Oh, we don't know either.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Dime is 10, cents are pennies.
Yes. Yes.
Nickels,
Quarter's 25.
5.
Nickels
A
5.
nickel is
Mhm.
5. A
Quarter
dime
is
10.
a quarter, so 25.
There's a quarter? I've never heard
Yeah.
of a quarter.
Have you ever heard of quarters?
Yep. 25.
Oh, yes, I have. Yes, I have. Yeah.
Yeah, quarters, yeah.
There's the flingle.
What we pay you in. Tom.
What?
Half dollars?
Fingers.
$50. Yeah, yeah. I'll give him a
There's
quarter.
10,
Why not?
yeah.
Let's be
Uh,
splash.
$1. 1 penny would have been 31 cents. So, yeah. You give him
Fucking
a quarter.
Sure, why not? Little
Sure.
shit.
A
That's
quarter.
me talking, not
A
Ryan.
quarter's like $7.50. That's. He goes.
That's a lot of money.
Now we're talking. That's the quarter.
That's more than
This
Kitty has.
pocket. Well, in today's money, it'd be $7 in today's money. So,
Yeah.
you know, like an hourly wage for some people. Depending on the state you're in. At least when I was in, retail, that was an hourly wage. Anyways, don't look up when the minimum wage was $7. It's a while ago, but kid
So
will go.
depressing.
Way over there then.
All right, I'll wait over there.
I don't know a Swift Crow personally, but I know people who do.
Right.
They'll be back. Kid, like, hands in pockets of the coat, pulls the coat a little closer, and shuffles off into the rain.
I'm gonna wait over the other side.
There's like an overhang. Kid, like, gesture to
Yeah.
it, like a barrel you could sit on or something.
I'll sit on the barrel and wait.
It's about. How long do you wait?
Half hour.
Half hour?
Uh,
Okay. About
Your ass
20.
got scammed.
Dude, I failed twice.
I know.
pushed it. I'm
Uh-huh.
either getting scammed or mugged, but I'm going with it.
Kid comes back about 25 minutes later. It's an adult in tow. Young adult. They look like a late teen. This one is they look like they work at the stables. They look like they've got hay kind of sticking out of their hair in parts. Big boots, like galoshes almost, on covered in muck. A coat and a cigarette hanging out of the mouth. He goes, "Oi. You said you wanted to know about Swiftcrow?"
That's right.
Yeah, I used to get hired here as guide all the time. Had a horse. We used to stable his horse.
Said
The
you
pa's stables. Yeah.
you not come around here anymore.
No, about 4 or 5 years back, he took on a job. Go to
Never came back.
Yeah, he didn't come back. Ute territory, I think.
Huh. What do you know about the youths? Are they friendly? Unfriendly?
Well, pretty friendly considering. A little less friendly since the reservation got moved there, but at least 5 years ago, they were, pretty friendly, decent terms, lots of trade.
You
Swiftcrow
talk
was a good intermediary.
Did you talk to the Swiftcrow much?
Oh yeah, no, he
Yeah.
took real good care of his horse. So whenever he was in the area, he'd help out with the stables a bit. I was only 12 then, so some of the stuff was heavy.
I was wondering if you could think back, probably about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Probably the one that he may have disappeared on.
Right.
There was probably with a gentleman who looks quite well dressed up, quite smart, heading east into their territory. Can you tell me anything about that?
Mustache?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. They took 2 horses and a mule.
Was it just those two, him and the guide?
Yeah, it
Or
was just
there-
those, just them 2. They were gonna be they brought the mule because they were gonna be out there for a while. They wanted to
Interesting.
pack up a bunch of gear, trade goods.
Okay. And you didn't see how far or exactly where they were going. They didn't say.
In the mountains. I don't know
Just into
exactly.
the
I mean,
mountains.
Swiftcrow knew exactly where. Said something about cave drawings, cave carvings, or something.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay, wonderful.
I know there's a bunch of them out into the foothills and mountains.
You wouldn't know exactly where.
Oh no, I've not been out that way. I do know my pops was pissed though about the mule not coming back, so he
Yeah, I
was
can
renting it from
imagine
us.
so.
So
Yeah.
yeah, if you find the mule, her name's Rosabelle.
Rosabelle the mule.
Yeah, you see a mule and you say Rosabelle, and it looks at you. It might be her.
All right, I'll keep an eye out for that.
Real
You wouldn't
sweet
happen to have
temperament.
you wouldn't happen to know a quick description of Swiftcrow, would you? What he looks like?
Yeah, real kind of lanky,
Lanky.
kind of like
yep.
me. He walks up to the door rather than his own height because he was much shorter. You would imagine when he was there, and he goes, "I came about to here on the door." Pretty tall gentleman. Always kept his hair braided, 2 braids. Liked bowler hats though.
Bowler hat.
Yeah, he said kept the rain off pretty.
All right. Good to know.
It made him feel fancy.
Any other distinctive features of him, like what he wore? Or...
Well, he often wore like regular pants and a vest and shirt, but with moccasins. So
Right. Okay.
oh, and he always had a bow.
Always had
archer.
a bow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys have been very, very helpful. Thank you so much.
I gotta get back to shoveling shit.
Yeah. As you say,
Tips his
I'm
hat.
gonna hand him a quarter as well for your trouble.
And then you see the little child go, "Fine, Svi."
Hey, I've
Job well
already
done.
paid you. I've al-
Nah, that was to go looking for the guy. Found the guy. Now it's the other half.
I give him a penny. You can be thankful for that.
And the kid narrows their eyes at you. Right then.
And then we were all murdered by the micro gang of you.
Ryan gonna wake up one night with that kid over him with a knife and say, "You should have paid."
Should pay.
And then once I've done that, I'm gonna probably start heading to the station then.
Sure. Wonderful.
Oh God.
Make me a spot hidden check if you want.
That little shit has picked my pocket.
Well, maybe if you paid the other half.
Hard success.
Doesn't beat an extreme.
Wait, what do I need to get a extreme?
It would be 1/5, so hold on.
It's gonna be like,
You need a 15.
I'll let the little shit have it.
The kid rolled exactly hard. An extreme success. Yeah, you don't notice anything for now. You're just having a pleasant
I
stroll
don't,
back
no.
to the
No.
to the station.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, great. This kid's gonna be the next Bucky Boone. But we cut back to August. You've run the telegram over. There's been some back and forth. You've probably had to make the trip 2 or 3 times, but you were able to get your tickets purchased. The tickets for your the Union Pacific Railroad transferred to the hotel's name so that they can sell it to their guests. Kind of like a blank slate. They'll have to bring they'll hold the tickets there. Basically, there's a whole bunch of communication back and forth, but you were able to get, the tickets originally cost about $100 for the full length of the way. You were at the halfway point, which means the remaining tickets would cost about $50 each. So, with the name change cost deducted and the telegram fees, you were able to get about $40 each. For the train tickets, and you know that your new ones cost, I believe it's 20. That was so you come out with 20 ahead for each person.
I think that's what they call a landslide payday. August is gonna go to Edison Jones and present him with the portfolio, and I think the difference in money is just tucked in there.
Oh. Well done, August. Yes, acceptable.
There's about $20 back on each of the tickets there, and a new ticket for each of us, and a receipt from the hotel for them buying the first class tickets that we have decided to part with for Ogden.
Well, that should help as we continue eastward, and perhaps we will keep it in some sort of general fund for emergencies or expenditures. Yes, good job. Is that what you want?
I wasn't able to get a full refund on our night stays, but I will go and take our luggage. All of the runners are very busy right now, and the train I think we should be heading for anytime soon.
Yes, and out of character,
Yes.
above board, how long do we got before this train leaves? That's all Edison cares about?
All you care about. So
Is being early for this train.
train leaves at 4. By the time
Okay.
Ryan comes back and the train tickets are dealt with, it's probably about 3.
Oh,
You'd have some time to run
goodness,
some
it wasn't
errands,
terminable.
if you needed to.
I was worried we were going to be late.
Yeah.
Is everyone here unaccounted for?
Bucky's reading
I think
the
we've
Mormon
wandered
Holy
back,
Bible.
probably.
Yes.
Oh, Mr. Boone, you have
Ryan would just be getting back.
you have
being
adopted a new religion.
Oh, well, not quite adopted, but I just found it. It's interesting reading material.
Is it?
Yeah, you could say. I'll borrow you it when I'm done, if you like.
Suppose that would be fine. Information is neutral; it cannot hurt you. Let's see here now. Oh, Miss Cartwright, do you remember your missing father?
Unfortunately,
Yes.
yes.
Do you think perhaps we should get more information about the Ute territory and any sort of local, what would you say, mythology about the area? Maybe he is intrigued by something in that area.
Well, yes, that would be nice, but we've got a train to catch, and I didn't want to
Oh,
delay us anymore.
nonsense. We can be not as early as usual. We want to maybe find a reliable source. He's like looking at Mina while he does this. He's like,
August
look,
is
I'm
like
being nice.
stuck still like a rabbit, like we can be late. Something is desperately wrong with Edison Jones right
not
now.
late, just not as early as usual. Like he planned on leaving now and being there at 3:10, right? So now he's like, maybe we can talk to somebody along the way and ask about like local folklore and be there at 3:15 instead. That's what's going on in Edison's head. Just looking at Mina.
When you
Showing
look at Mina, she's got the face of like, you know, like when a teacher is trying to encourage a kid to be like, yeah, okay, right path.
keep
But she's not doing that.
going.
She's like,
Yep.
mm-hmm. Smiling.
He looks very pleased with himself.
Well, I mean, yeah, we could ask on the way to the station. I'm not really sure where to start.
Well, we shall see if we pass any. I don't suppose there are any folklore societies here or things of that nature, but maybe in those who are local, such as the porters or the ticket counter people at the train station or something.
Well, from my last experience, the people at the train station do know a decent amount of things, at least gossip-wise.
Yes, they are busybodies.
Yes. Sure. All right. Well, I've got all my stuff packed, so.
Very good. Well, onward. Holds up his umbrella like a tour guide thing.
Mind the chandelier.
Oh, thank you. It's a very low-hanging chandelier. It's very strange.
It's made of like elk antlers. It's like an antler.
Right, it's one
chandelier.
of those.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's made of
Oh,
dead
yeah.
animals. Delightful. It's a running theme. Mr. Bailey would like that.
Do we?
August? Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, I was just there was just an out of character kind of curiosity as to whether or not the other train passengers from our previous voyage are
Yes.
around and also looking like they're about to hit a train or anything.
Mr. Bailey looks like he's getting ready to go.
Is
Does
he
he
the
look-
penguin man?
Oh, he absolutely is the penguin
He's
man.
our Australian. Okay.
He's your Australian mate.
following
Oh, look,
us
there's
around.
Mr. Bailey now.
Does
Mr.
he
Bailey,
look
look
like-
antlers.
Present and with us, or is he still in like the third dimension?
He looks present and with you. It looks like he's having a nice cup of coffee. Like he just finished up some lunch. Doris is in the little
traumatized.
two-person seat across from him. No bowl, no food in front of her. Just sitting there. He's gotta put the penguin somewhere. And you do see the two lovebirds in the parlor. They're reading a book together. It kind of looks like she's teaching him how to read English. And they're all cuddled up on the sofa.
Perhaps if we
Victorian
depart
sofa.
quietly, the people with public displays of affection will not follow us.
Seems like they're staying here in Salt Lake City until the train tracks clear up north.
I don't want to take any risks, Lindy. I don't want them holding hands on the train.
Never fear, they won't be holding hands on the train.
Unless no.
Unless you
Unless there
kidnap
are
them.
disincorporated hands.
But is there anything anyone else would like to do before you guys head out and head to the train station?
I was just gonna note that for the procession, because August has the other umbrella, he'll hold it over Mina and Kitty,
Okay.
while like the other hand is like preoccupied with like a boatload of luggage.
Mhm.
And
Jones
it'll
keeps his
be like
umbrella to
one
himself.
long last glance back at the like crumbed plate or bowl or whatever it is that O'Neill left. And he'll be musing on the fact that he knows that
O'Neill
Hawk
is
bringing
definitely
whiskey on the
face
train.
down asleep on the table. Empty bowl of soup. No, he ate the apple core. The apple's gone. It's just
Eat the core?
he ate every bit of it. Absolutely.
It's the worst thing I've heard so far in this campaign. Jesus Christ.
Yep.
I need a soundbite of Susie going, he ate the core?
He ate the core.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's all I had to add, as well as holding an umbrella for the ladies and carting luggage.
Thank you, August.
Of course, ma'am. My pleasure. Seems like you did a good thing getting him a meal.
Well, he clearly needs it. The lady went to find him in an alleyway. It seems that that's where to find him, so... Yeah. Hopefully, our own experience doesn't lead us to, drive us to drink and, live in alleyways.
Ma'am, I'm sure you ain't gonna find your father that way.
Oh, right. No, thank you. Kind of like, trying to figure out if she said something wrong or else. Yeah. Perfect.
Jones wants to let Hawks catch up to him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "How are you feeling, Professor Hawks? Are you less intoxicated?"
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Fine. Rain helped clear my head a little bit. You know, it was just 2 little drinks. It's fine.
Sparks, I do not mean to discount the reactions of our traveling party, but you are a man of science. Certainly you do not believe that we saw a monster on the trail.
Did you look at it?
Well, I looked at it as best I could. It was dark. We were moving at quite a high pace.
Did you see how big it was?
Yes, but nature can produce animals of unusual size.
You're right.
It may be an abomination or some sort of exception to the average, but I hesitate to consider it to be anything supernatural. And
No, I don't believe it's anything supernatural. I just think things that are supernatural or monsters, as people say, like myth and mythology, are just things we don't understand yet.
indeed,
You know, we as humans like to find answers for things that we don't know the answer for. So an easy thing to do is to just call it a monster, or it's a creature, or whatever.
yes,
I just think it's an animal, a rather big animal. I will say that, but nothing more than biology.
Yes, I think you're right, and that is something that we do as humans.
Yeah. I mean, you do that too, right? We all do it.
Oh, yes, all the humans do it. What's that?
Vices, Mr. Jones? Do you have a vice that you enjoy? You know, things that you enjoy,
Vices?
like...
No, certainly not. I have
Everyone's got a
hobbies, which I have
vice.
talked about before. I do have, I have special interests. Things that I do to release tension that builds up over time. I can be, others have told me that I can be tightly wound.
Right. And what do you do to release that tension?
Oh, normal things. I enjoy music, opera, Bizet. I do have a vested interest in contemporary street dancing.
Really?
Yes, this may interest you as an anthropologist in the types of dance that are created and popularized by those on the lower income tiers of society and localized in nature. I have a doctorate in street dancing, but I don't use it that often.
You surprise me, Mr. Jones.
I'm sorry?
No, in a good way. In a good way. You know, a lawyer, it's a lawyer getting a doctorate in such a thing. It's quite a different kind of... Why did you decide lawyer then?
Why did I become a lawyer?
Hmm.
Oh, well, I'd always taken an interest in the ethical side of laws, but also the unbiased investigation into situations. I enjoy unpacking mysteries and learning the truth behind things. Then, back in Sacramento, well, San Francisco originally, the firm was opened up by two women that graduated from my law school, and I decided to join as a partner.
Interesting. And I
Yes,
hope it has gone well. Good decision.
it is neither good nor bad, but it is the decision I have made. Whether we are talking about career choices or unusually sized beings, there's nothing we can do about the past but to learn from it and move forward.
That is a very healthy way to look at things, Mr. Jones. Once we're
Yes.
on the train, would you care to join me on the train? You know, just later tonight to have a chat. You know, maybe share a whiskey.
Oh, it'll be. Oh,
You
join
don't
you,
have to have
yes.
the whiskey if you don't need to.
Ah, then yes, I would accept.
All right. Well, I look forward to it.
No gambling.
No gambling. No, we'll leave
right,
that
good.
to Bucky.
Yes, Mr. Boone. Is Mr. Boone Irish in origin? Sometimes his voice changes and I can't tell.
I'm not a linguist, so I'm not entirely sure. I mean, he sounds Irish to me.
Do you think he's also an alcoholic? As that man in the bar said?
I haven't seen him drunk, and normally alcoholics are primarily drunk, so I don't think so.
And I don't think he would be hiding it either. He seems like an honest type.
To some extent, yeah.
Very good. Oh, look, the
And-
train station.
Yeah, as you guys are like having this conversation, you see a small group of Mormons approach you, and they're like, excuse me, have you seen this man?" And there's a like a stick figure drawing of a man with glasses and like a hat. I'm sorry, let me look at my notes. Look, Mr. Colin Spicer, a British fellow. Perhaps you've seen him around town?
Spicer.
Colin Spicer, Mr. Spicer.
What does the picture look like? Does it anyone we recognize?
Oh, it's very bad. It's not a good drawing.
Yeah.
It's like, imagine a 5-year-old drawing a face with glasses and like whatever hat Bucky used, like a bowler hat or a that's it or something. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
glasses
exactly
on.
that.
Yes, it's that. That's exactly what it is. Yes, it's like that, and like a suitcase, like a briefcase.
What
Man,
was
this
his
drawing
name?
appears to
It
be
doesn't look like-
deformed.
Bucky at all, right?
No, if they had better drawing skills, maybe.
Yeah. So
So that 27 was unfortunately not their drawing skills check. Yeah, with a suitcase. Oh,
What,
yes, that's exactly what it looks like. That's the drawing.
Brilliant.
That could be me.
It could be you, actually.
No,
Jones
he
run.
was... It could be. He was taller, a British fellow.
wait, no, there's no
Oh,
umbrella
phew.
with that picture. It can't be you.
No, there's no umbrella, correct?
Sorry,
Yeah,
what
there's
was
no
his
umbrella.
name again?
Colin Spicer.
And what are the crimes of which he is accused?
He's been selling fake rail bonds for a non-existent Mormon missionary express train.
How despicable.
I know, he scammed several dollars worth out of out of our good Mormon community.
Oh, well, I haven't seen anyone like that, I'm afraid.
We're asking around because Mormons don't get angry very often, but we're quite upset.
Yes,
Sorry to hear that.
clearly.
Seeing our missionary mission for slander. Cons. And then they like.
Well, when you
origin
think about
guides.
it, all evangelism is, in a way, we will keep our eyes open.
Thank you. Should let you know, just let any good Mormon.
Looks
know.
at me now.
She's like not speaking a
Learning.
word. They said British, and she's like, mm-mm.
The British man named Colin Spicer, and they keep going. They're asking their questions. They have not approached Bucky, who I'm assuming is maybe a little bit more in the back.
Yeah,
not
I'll be
the
more
head
in
of
the
group.
back.
You hear this conversation?
Yeah.
Just letting you know, it's loud enough, and they pass by, and they will look around.
Yeah, he'll keep his,
Fuck,
Bucky
I'm
gets
rolling
glasses
on
off.
fire
Jesus,
tonight.
Lindy, good God.
God damn, these
Doesn't
moments.
bode well for us, does it?
Bucky,
Sharp.
could
these
you make
mornings.
me, I would say a disguise, but I'm
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
But if you suddenly strike up a non-British conversation with someone,
Yeah,
in
I
your
think he
party, I
will.
will
He'll-
allow a fast talk check.
Yeah, he'll pull out his accent again. And he's like, "Oh, hey, this sounds quite troubling, actually. I mean, oh dear." And he'll start a conversation.
Yeah.
And yeah, sure. Let me get my fast talk. Where are you, fast talk? You're there. It's a 50-50 chance, and it's a hard success.
And
Let's
with
go.
a hard success, they rolled a 20, you would have been in trouble. But they rolled a 21, so it's a regular success.
All right.
27's for something else, don't worry about it. But yeah, so you see them looking, they look, and they look at you, they talk amongst themselves, and then you start talking with your Minnesotan accent, and then they're like, no, he's not British, that could, but I guess it's the wrong guy. But they looked like they were about ready to administer some Mormon violence, maybe, or a stern talking to. A very stern emphasis on stern.
Oof.
Some thumping of books, perhaps.
Mm.
Beat the word of God into you. But they move on, convinced that you are not the man they seek.
Okay.
You're not British. Couldn't be.
Clearly not. No.
Clearly
And
not.
yeah, it's just,
So
as he's
close.
passing, he'll just be like, "Wishing you all the best. I'm finding your man. I'm
Thank you. Blessings be
problem.
upon you.
and you.
And
Oh, what
they-
lovely individuals," he says as he steps past them.
Yep, and they pass. You were able to make it unaccosted to the train station, Mr. Boone.
Well, thank Joseph Smith.
Do we
And-
have a chance to
Yes.
chat up any locals asking about folklore or cryptid mythology in the Ute territory?
Sure. In the Ute territory, they would the number one thing they would mention would be water babies, because they live on the
Jones
lake.
wrestles with this for a good 3 minutes or so until they explain what it is. So,
Lindy.
no,
What?
most babies are a
What do
large
you-
percentage.
what do you-
water.
Not water babies, no.
What they would
I've got
mention that
PTSD from that. No.
Slightly different water babies, and I also have PTSD from that. That was the worst. You mentioned that that several of the Utes in particular, and some of the other Native American tribes, particularly along the Great Basin Indians, which is where you are, the Great Basin, believe that water babies, or spirits, inhabit bodies of water such as springs, ponds, and streams, often appearing as infants whose cries are considered an omen of impending disaster. Some traditions, they are described as small creatures who lure people to their deaths and are said to eat children.
Jones scoffs at this, obviously,
Yeah.
but then
And then you also get a couple people saying, "Well, there's the
Yeah.
North Shore monster, maybe." But those would be the main two that you get: is water babies
Is there
and the
any
North
sort
Shore
of-
monster.
is there any sort of geographical pin or ping for the water babies, like
The Great Salt
in
Lake.
that area? Great Salt Lake.
Great Salt Lake, and maybe some rivers and stuff, like anywhere where
Sure.
a lot of babies are drowned, or babies go missing.
And I would imagine the kitties there too. So just sort of like, well, perhaps
The
he's
Utes in
investigating these, but-
particular describe them as small creatures with long black hair who cried like infants and lure people or force people to the water. Sometimes you can be transformed into a water baby after being thrown into a lake by one.
Well, they could force you into the water if they're the size of an infant. That's ridiculous.
Hmm.
I would just refuse. Say no. Will not go with you, baby.
Apparently, they also have seen near the Provo River.
Jones just takes all this information. He is as
Which
folks in
is
Roller and
south
Chad says,
of
he's
Salt
building
Lake.
a case file in his head about
Yeah.
where Kitty's father might be.
Yep. Water babies. Look out.
Got it.
And with no problems, you were able to get to the train station with plenty of time to dock your new, shiny new Pullman car with this narrow gauge railroad.
All
I
right.
apologize, everyone. I'm clearly overexcited about this train.
Because this is a
Don't mean to
narrow
cause a scene.
gauge
All right.
railroad, there are a couple fewer bunks than there were on the last one. Last time you had 10, 12, 16, that's right. This one only has 12 bunks. So you guys occupy half of the car, basically. And
So
then
are the
yes.
bunks very similar to the other
they're
car?
extremely
Like
similar. These have a little more gilding, a little more fancy, because they're
but they
official
still kind of get
Pullmans.
pulled out, kind of.
Yes, they still have to get turned down for night service. They're above you, and the seats fold down and whatnot. Yeah, it's basically the same concept as the Silver Palace car that you were in, but this is a Pullman.
My background here is an actual Pullman. So
Yeah.
it's a photo from one of the first ones.
Oh.
Very cool.
Oh, it's a lot comfier than I thought. It's a lot
It's
comfier
because
than
you're
I
riding bougie with expensive tickets. Your $20 tickets would have been the equivalent of $630 in today's money per ticket. So
Thank you, August.
you're able to sell your stuff for 40. So you're good. Yeah, you're able to board the train car. Do you guys take up one, how do you guys occupy half of this rail car? Do you take one side row, or do you take one 4x4 section,
I think we would take one end of the car if there's
end of the
enough
car. Yes.
separation.
Yes, since you got
And
here nice
privacy.
and early, you were able to take the 3 that are 6 total, so squares, so you can take up 3 of them. So you'll have a nice L shape, and there'll be another L shape of other people, which of course Francis Bailey will take one of those bunks. He'll take one in your kind of L shape, so he'll be kind of in there because he knows you guys better, the strangers you know than the strangers you don't, kind of thing.
Of course, Mr. Bailey, you are welcome to join us with your penguin.
Oh, thank you, mate. But we're not here to die, innit? Gets on and
Yes.
kinda, shakes off his coat a bit. And,
Yes,
the
obviously
porters
it is raining.
will. There's 2 porters, both well-built African-American gentlemen. As the Pullman car at one point in time, I think, was the biggest employer of African-American men. Although they did get the terrible racist stereotype of all being named George. So they started calling every porter a George. So we have no Georges on the Pullman. Their names are James and Henry. They will introduce themselves as James and Henry, and they'll be most happy to be of service.
Wonderful. I'll just give them my the only suitcase I really have.
Yep, they are happy. They will load up your luggage again into a separate luggage compartment, much like the last train car.
Jones keeps a close eye on August to make sure that he lets these men do their jobs.
And I'm gonna sit down, and then I'm gonna. Cause I think I would have liked to have kept the whiskey and chocolate on me. So I'm gonna check to see if they're both
Yes. Okay, so you had purchased whiskey. You still have the whiskey.
there. Yeah.
You also had you had bought a box of Fry's chocolate cream, which is one of the first candy bars. And it's got like a nougat-y type of center. It's pretty good. Milk chocolate.
You can still buy it today.
You
in
can
England.
still buy it today. It
Oh,
came out in
wow, that's so
1866 in the UK. So
It's probably not tasting any good anymore. I mean, it's been 100 years.
Yeah.
over
Probably don't want to eat it.
well over 100. Yeah.
Okay,
But
cool.
yeah, you have a box of chocolate cream. Because it was sealed, you hadn't opened it yet. All the chocolate bars are still there, but your wallet. You have a daily spending limit, which I imagine you would keep in that wallet.
Yes, I would. Absolutely. I would.
You have a spending limit of $10 a day. You probably spent like 4 of that, on the chocolate, the whiskey, and your drinks at the bar. We'll say you spent 4 of it. The other $6 are gone.
Is my wallet at least still there?
It's your wallet. Kid rolled damn fun. Their wallet is still there. Just the $6. And there's a note
Oh. Okay.
inside.
What does it say?
It doesn't say anything because the kid can't read. But there's a drawing of a quarter, so like a little circle of 25, and
Yeah.
like the thing, and then like a face.
He sits down. He has a look.
Like you could have just paid me an extra quarter, but now I've run off with the equivalent of $180. Yeah, so there's a little drawing on a like a cigarette paper
Mm,
of a quarter and a meh face
okay. He'll kind
instead
of
of
like
your
he'll sit
instead of your
down
$6. Yeah,
And
because you
he'll-
failed the push roll. That is the
yeah, I
the
know that's
consequence.
a big. Yeah, it's got a big. He'll sit down and he'll think, and he sees the wallet, and he'll look around and he'll see the little bit of paper. He'll pause and wait for it to all click,
Uh-huh.
and then he'll crumple up the paper, crush his hand, and he'll go into his fist. Just
And everyone else sees this. It's not particularly subtle.
and
You
he'll
alright
throw
there?
the piece of paper on the floor. I'm fine.
Okay, you just you dropped your paper there.
Just
You were screaming.
It's fine. It's fine. It's all right. It's
I'm gonna
a lesson learned. That's all. It's fine.
unfurl the paper.
You see that? 25
It's
cents.
like a 25 cent and a little frowny face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I don't like the drawing. It's not good. It's bad.
It's
Not good
pretty good.
artistry.
Looks like it was done by a
It's
child,
shit.
though. Okay, whatever you say.
Yep. Yep. It just
Something
Yeah.
happened to you, Mr. Hawks?
no. It's fine. Nothing happened to me.
Okay. It
Where's
just seems
Kitty?
like
I need to
something
talk to
happened
Kitty.
you.
Where's Kitty? She's right there. Across.
Something
I imagine,
happened to Kitty?
I imagine the ladies are in their own little booth, probably the absolute corner of the L. Yeah, Ryan's
I
right
think we
across.
probably
I've got a-
noticed this, right?
Absolutely, it's
He
nuts.
got probably a bit loud and threw this.
And
okay?
he's gonna start to head towards you a little quick, and then realize, and then slow down and try and
Yeah,
gain a
suddenly
bit
like, wait, did I
happier.
do something? It's like,
Yeah. Kitty.
It's like 3 feet
when
across
you
the
got
aisle.
5 minutes, can I have a word?
sure, is everything all right?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it's all good. It's fine. I've just got.
Other
I've just
people
got
are
something.
boarding the trains. You could step into like the hallway to the
Well,
to the
do you wanna-
bathrooms. A
It,
bit.
it won't
yeah.
take long. It won't take long. I'll just.
Sure. So, I mean, there are little seats, right? Or
They're like bench
in private?
bench seats. They're not private booths. We are not to that pinnacle.
No,
of
yeah.
trains. But you can like stand on like one end of the car because people are filling in because you took one whole end. The other people are filling in the other end, so it's not like it's
right, yeah.
yeah.
We don't want to lose our seats at the same time.
You will not lose your seats. You've got the porters will not let people take your.
Oh God, I see. They've claimed them.
James and Henry
What's
are on it.
wrong?
Oh, it's fine. It's nothing. But I got a little bit more information about the Swift Crow guide. Got a description of the guy and
Oh,
kind of like where they were going and why they were going to a particular location.
oh, wow! Thank you so much. How?
Doesn't matter how. It's fine. Don't. But I went to one of the stables and talked to one of the stable lads there, and
Oh.
they told me they recognized Swift Crow, and
Oh,
yeah, and It was the same time. He hasn't come back himself. He hasn't come back either.
Oh,
That doesn't mean that it's just that they haven't gone to that stable or that place. Doesn't mean
right.
they're gone, all right? But anyway, Swift Crow's kind of like a very tall, lanky guy, likes wearing a bowler hat, would always have a bow and arrow on him. Yeah, I just thought it'd be... And they wanted to, and your dad, he specifically wanted to go and see some cave paintings in the mountains.
Right.
That-
Okay.
that was the reason, apparently, that they were going.
Right. I wonder how they traveled.
They had... It was just him and this guide, your father and the guide, on horseback with the mule.
Okay.
Can't remember what the mule's name was.
It's probably not relevant.
Probably not, no.
All right.
But
Okay, so they headed off
it was
into
only
the
the
mountains.
guide and your father. He had no one
And
else.
okay, and neither of them been seen.
Not as far as I'm aware. Well, at least in that place, but you know, we may find some more information.
Well, they might have had to stop somewhere along the route, right? So
And they didn't
Thank
have the
you.
luxury of a train.
no, true.
Hmm.
Well, maybe we can ask at the next stop, or at least figure out. Maybe someone knows about these cave paintings and where they might be, so that we can sort of figure out maybe where they would have stopped. Horseback.
Yeah, I mean, hey, at least it just goes to show that the trail isn't cold. They
Oh.
still know about them, so
That's true.
one way or another, hopefully we'll at least get some closure as to what happened.
Hopefully. It's interesting that they both haven't been seen.
Mm.
All right. Thank you very much. You didn't have to go
That's
to all
fine.
that trouble. I appreciate it.
Hey, I mean, he was my professor and he taught me so much, so it's the least I could do.
Well, we're getting a few more pieces of the puzzle. That's something.
Yeah. Right, well, I'm gonna head back and settle in.
Right, yes. I wonder if I'll sleep better tonight.
Yeah, me too. I didn't sleep well last night either.
I noticed you were pacing.
Yeah, it was just like, I think it was just a bad dream, that's all. You know, we have them, and I just couldn't get back to sleep, so I just thought I'd stay up.
Oh,
May as well.
yeah. Huh. Yeah, I haven't been sleeping great on the train either. I don't know. Maybe it's the movement of the train creates
Could be.
bad
could be.
dreams or something.
You know, it's not, I'm sure this isn't as lovely as your usual bed, and, you know, a change of atmosphere or a change of bed can disrupt people's sleeping, so.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what'll help
new
with
train, new bed, so.
that? Exactly. Maybe you'll have better luck. I'm gonna be talking to Mr. Jones tonight, late at night. We're gonna have, well, I'm gonna have a little bit of whiskey. You're more than welcome to join us if you want to. Whiskey may help you sleep.
Oh, well, I don't want to end up like that gentleman that we met earlier today, but
I don't
if
have
it helps
enough
me
whiskey
sleep, it's
on
kind
me.
of tempting.
to do for that,
That's-
but
I don't drink very often, so it probably wouldn't take much. But all right. Thank you. I'll consider that. That might be good.
all right, you take care, Kitty,
All right. You too. Thank you.
and I'll go
I'm
back
gonna
to.
jot down stuff in my
Yeah.
little journal.
That's easy enough. Meanwhile, the rest of the train passengers, it's a full car, thanks to you six filling the rest of it out. You see two businessmen on a business trip. They are also coming aboard this train. It looks, and they sit down and they're like reorganizing their notes. It seems they've made a decision on which of the two areas they wanted to scope out, and are adjusting their notes accordingly. You have Francis Bailey, plus Doris. You also have, two women that look
Are they on a business trip?
identical.
Oh, okay.
They look like maybe twin sisters.
Okay.
And they seem they seem a little concerned in their general like conversations to each other. And they've got like a big carpet bag with them that the porters take. And they will take probably closer to your ladies, so they have like lady consolidarity a bit. And then there's one really old guy. He's really old and he's pretty round. He looks to be in his 80s maybe. He's got a very large white beard and mutton chops. No mustache. And that is who joins you on this train.
Once it's apparent that there are no children, Jones lets a sigh of relief escape his lips.
No children here. No children at all. And as you're pulling out from the station, it's like 4 p.m. A couple, maybe a couple minutes after 4. And the train, you hear the whistle as it starts to slowly roll out of the station. And Ryan, you don't even make a spot hidden check for this. You're looking out the window as the train's pulling out. You see a small form sitting. They're dark in the shadows of as the sun's sitting. It's a drizzly day. A match lights up a cigarette. As you see the kid, one thumb in the pocket, and makes eye contact with you out the window and just takes a deep puff.
I take out my revolver.
Wow, if you managed to hit him when you couldn't hit the monster, that would be pretty amazing.
I hit the monster once.
You did.
Sorry.
But not anymore after that.
Do you actually take out your revolver, or is that just
I don't have my revolver on me.
Cool.
It's in my suitcase.
And the kid just tips the flat cap to you, and
I'll narrow eye to him and then just give him an acknowledging nod. Little shit.
And that's what you see as the last thing you see as you pull out of the train station. As you chug along.
What time did Hawks tell Jones that they would have their conversation? Because Jones has made an itinerary in his head.
He hasn't. He didn't say specific time. He just said.
Okay, then Jones would seek out Hawks to find the exact time that they're supposed to have a conversation.
I don't know. After dinner, after something, just keep it loose and fast. Wherever's comfortable.
Keep it what?
Just casual when you want it. When you're in the mood.
But we are on a business trip. These are my business clothes.
Yeah, well, you don't have to be business all the time, right? I mean, surely you can.
No, I do not, but it is important to demarcate when it is and when it is not.
Okay. So when you are no longer in business mode, then we will have that whiskey.
Well, that would be. This trip does not have a determined end date, and...
well, let's
trying to remain professional.
Let's say 9 o'clock. Let's say 9 o'clock. You're out of...
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate your cooperation.
Yep. Beginning to see.
Jones goes back and triple checks the itinerary.
Of course. So, the itinerary. This is... Welcome aboard the Denver and Rio Grande, Colorado Railway. First trip from Salt Lake City to Denver, Colorado. We'll be traveling along at a delightful 21 whole miles per hour, making this trip 35 hours in length. What record speed! Our first stop will be tomorrow morning, 14 hours to Grand Junction, where we'll have a 6 a.m. breakfast stop. And then there'll be a bagged lunch on board for service, and then 14 more hours from Grand Junction to Pueblo, Colorado, where we'll be stopping for dinner. And then after that, just a lovely one last night to Denver, where we'll arrive around 6 a.m. That is your player info. Your porters aren't transit line.
There you go, Jones.
Yeah, there you go. That's your itinerary.
Oh, I wish. Do you know, Mr. Hawks, as long as we are still talking to each other clearly?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be nice if every encounter or situation in life had an announcement such as this to let you know when things are happening?
No, not really. I mean,
Hmm.
romance will be weird.
Also,
Well, imagine you announce it all the time. Where's the surprise? Where's the...
but I do.
You can't...
Communication is the cornerstone of a healthy relationship.
You're right. It is. It absolutely is. But I mean, surely you can surprise. I'm afraid I don't know if you're married or not.
Of course I'm married.
Okay, Mr. Jones, have you never surprised your partner? You know, like with a surprise gift or, I don't know.
Oh.
You know, in the throes of passion,
Well-
you just, you know.
When Irma and I were engaged to be married,
Hmm.
we first evaluated the prospect of marriage by filling out a very large filing cabinet with research and data. So I suppose that we did so casually in this manner as a surprise. Could have
Right.
gone further, but we would have rather just gotten the marriage and the wedding ceremony over with so people could get back to work.
I see. I see. Well, I mean, whatever works for you.
Yes, this does.
Yeah.
Yes.
For
To
myself.
each their own is a sentence I've heard other people say.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But funny enough, myself, I surprised my wife for the trip this side. Just a small getaway before I go away for a few months doing this.
Is she all right?
She's fine. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh,
Why wouldn't she be?
well, whenever I do something unexpected, Irma yells at me in Finnish.
Right. Okay. I'm beginning to realize that you two might be the most perfect couple for both of you.
Yes, we are well suited.
Yeah. Yeah. That's nice.
At this point, Mina's been listening the whole time. She's a busybody, nosy git. So she's just gonna come around and sit down. She says, "I'm so sorry. I only
Yes.
overheard. Your wife partner is Finnish.
Yes, Irma Kivi.
You're McKeevy. How did you two meet?
We met in a professional capacity, and both of us deemed it appropriate, as long as we were able to remain professional, that we would engage in a courtship outside of the workplace.
Do forgive me if this is a little prying, but what exactly was courtship to you? I'm just very curious.
Oh.
You know, I don't know how Americans do things. And she's just like fascinated by this. It's like watching
cannot-
something in a zoo.
Yeah, clearly. I have never wished to speak for all Americans,
No, of course.
but in our case specifically, we had several long conversations and deliberations, and then evaluated the state of our relationship, and then once we held hands.
Wow.
Yes, just thrilling. And I apologize now. This seems very private and, well, not pertinent to our current situation. So I should have kept it to myself.
Don't apologize. This is what we call small talk. We are just chatting.
Yes, I hate
We're getting
it.
to know one another. It's sharing common bonds. Each one of us here is married or has been married. Seated present company.
Oh, yes, I see. That's true. And
It's a common experience that we share between one another.
True.
oh, yes. Yes, we have that in common. Yes.
We all do.
Uh,
I mean, if we're gonna
Good.
be together for a few months on this journey, we gotta get to know each other, right?
Indeed.
Hmm.
Well, good that we share things in common. That is good. Do any of you have missing fathers?
Well, mine has been dead for quite some time, so in a
So
manner
missing
of
in a
speaking,
sense. Yes.
My
I never knew my
father-
father, so technically he was missing as well.
I'm afraid I'm the odd one out here. I know where my father is, and he's very much alive.
Oh, must be nice.
Yeah, I guess.
And
I'm
on
sorry.
that wonderful
the tone
note,
of that came across strangely. That must be nice.
Yeah, you work on the tone. The tone.
I will.
And we're working on the tone. What are our single Pringles doing on this train? August, Bucky,
The
Kitty.
young swinging
The
hip
young
kids.
single
Well, we're
Pringles.
making out in the back.
Nice.
Now we
It's
gotta
just an
eke it out.
orgy of just debauchery.
Got a
and
few more
everything.
episodes yet, but we gotta
Yeah.
milk it. Good question. Don't know. What's Bucky doing?
I think he's still flicking through the Book of Mormon, but he looks very like bored of it.
Oh
Like, he's
yeah,
like,
it's a real dry
"Ugh,
and bizarre read.
really? Oh,
Yeah.
He's
He's
just
gotten
so
to the
like,
chapter about sacred underwear.
oh, hey, you should read this.
Never come
It's
touch the ground.
heavily boring. If you ever want anything to put you to sleep, this'll do it. I tell you.
Oh, well, so a bit of whiskey and a read of that. That'll do it.
Well, I prefer the bit of whiskey without this, but I mean, if I really need to knock myself out, I think this would do it.
Where did you
Say-
get this?
Oh, I got given it by one of the Mormons back there. I went and had a quick visit to their church, see what it was all about, you know?
Oh, and but you're not thinking of converting?
Oh, no. They seem like a bit weird. I mean, they seem pleasant enough, but, you know, they're kind of like a cult.
Yes, I suppose it's I don't know.
Cults in a
It,
Call of Cthulhu game? That's outrageous. Sorry, carry on.
Would never resist. Well, yes. I mean, I don't know too much. What does it say there in the book?
I mean, do you want to read? He says, and he'll just sort of sidle on over next to you and just be like, look, I mean, you can have a read as much as you like, but some of this stuff is wild. I mean, really
Well-
crazy stuff.
And okay. Turn to a wild one. Maybe it'll be more interesting. Maybe we need to read the more interesting
Okay.
parts.
All right, well, I guess we can go to the bit about people from space, he says, and he sort of starts going,
What? she gets really interested. It's like helping him flip the pages through. It's like, what?
yeah, I said, it's wild. It's like there's space in here, and there's like prophets, but they ain't Jesus, and there's a load of other wild stuff in here as well. The special underwear still takes a bit of the cake here, but you know.
Maybe we shouldn't read about the underwear stuff right now. Someone might come past and wonder what we're doing. But
Oh, that's true. That'd be the most embarrassing thing to happen to us.
well, probably not. Yeah, who knows?
Hey,
People talk.
August, would you ever convert to Mormonism?
I think I can safely say that I would never convert to Mormonism, no. And he's
I'm
laying
glad-
out cards.
I'm
He's playing
glad.
like solitaire by
Yeah.
himself.
I'm just checking. You know, you got to make sure you know the people around you, right?
I think that's smart, but I think if I were ever to consider conversion, that Edson Jones would have me drowned.
So is he like your dad?
No. He is my
Okay, I
employer.
didn't think so. You seem very, you know, built, and he seems very, not.
I think our differences are why he employs me. I can do the
Imagine
things
so.
that he cannot.
That makes sense.
How
Complement each other.
How do you? Are we far enough that we can like lean in for a bit of a?
Well, we've got the married and formerly married people in one little
Yeah.
booth talking. You can be in like
Yeah.
catty
Okay.
corner.
So
Yeah.
I'll just sort of lean over and look.
They seem quite engrossed in
How
their
do
conversation.
you find working with him, August?
Oh,
Well,
I mean, how did that come to be
yeah.
exactly?
I'll be honest with you both. I nearly quit on the first day and the second day, but by the 7th day, I decided that the paperwork involved would not be worth it.
Oh,
The paperwork of quitting?
That's right. I have a feeling he would have me draft my resignation letter several times until it adequately covered the terms for my breaking of our contract. The initial contract was 11 pages,
that sounds horrendous.
front and back.
How long have you worked with him now?
It's been a few months, and I have to say I've grown quite fond of Mr. Jones, and his habits are now kind of comforting. It's nice to have something predictable.
I suppose that's true. I can understand that. And
And
I
it's a
s-
steady income, too, which ain't something to be sniffed at right now.
No,
I mean, how much are you
100%.
being paid? Out of curiosity, I mean.
I'm not sure that's polite to talk about. Same as the undergarments.
He is
Fair
paying you,
enough.
though, right?
Of course he is. He's my
Okay.
employer.
Sure.
In
right.
fact, I actually got a raise today.
Well, congratulations.
Well, you deserve it. You seem to work very hard, and you're helping us all, and we're not even employing you, so.
Well, I'll be
Yeah,
honest,
you're-
this is a mighty fine adventure for me, and I'm mighty honored. I never would have dreamed I'd be traveling first class and meeting all you folks with your different interesting jobs that I can barely pronounce, let alone understand.
I understand that. This is quite the adventure.
It is. What led you to work for Mr. Jones out of curiosity? I mean, you say the pay is good, but what were you doing before?
Well, I first met Mr. Jones when he was filing a complaint with my mother at the post office.
Oh,
He asked who was responsible for the delivering of his mail because it seemed to have been going awry, and the responsibility lay on my shoulders. By the end of the conversation, he had reassured my mother that he would teach me all of the true values and diligence that were required for the effective running of a postal office, and that I would no longer be a disappointment to her.
and how's that going? Do you reckon she's...
Well, I think so. I'm working on a letter, and so far so good. And he pulls out this crumple piece, and it's got stamps and like holes that have been punched in it to show the different railways and things.
Oh, have you been collecting all of those?
Well, it's something small and ain't too easy to lose, and I'll be able to send it on to her next time we get somewhere and I'm all done with it.
That
Oh, I
sounds
think
nice.
that's a nice idea. Yes, she'll get to see part of your adventure just through all of the places you've visited.
That was my idea. I didn't realize that Miss Staunton would be with us. Well, not really. I understood there was an artist coming, but I didn't know it was her. And I've been thinking about asking if she'd draw one of my mother's favorite flowers on here, but right now it seems impolite and forward. But I'm hoping by the end of the trip we should be friendly enough that I could ask such a thing.
Sure, you can ask once you get to know him a bit better.
Absolutely.
Very
I
sweet thing to do.
personally would like one of her dinosaur illustrations. I think they're far more interesting than flowers, but I think my mama would be horrified and ask what I'm doing and send me home for baptisms.
Right.
Understandable.
Maybe you can get both. Maybe you can get a flower for your mother and a dinosaur for you.
Oh, I thought you were saying another baptism.
Oh, no. One seems enough, surely.
I think so, although I wouldn't be objecting to a bath. Sure has been in and out of the rain all day today.
Yeah, to be honest, I was rather looking forward to being in a hotel tonight so that we could actually like have a proper bath and sleep in a bed that wasn't moving and wasn't folded from the ceiling and at
Yeah.
risk of falling out of it. Not that I have, but mostly probably because I haven't been sleeping very well. But yes, maybe it sounds like we've only got 2 more nights, so we'll soon enough, I guess.
We'll be there. I'm sorry they've cut short your hotel plans and that you're not sleeping so good.
Oh, that's all right. All right, it's not your fault. To be honest, we're meant to be traveling, so the hotel was a stop we weren't meant to have. It's just when you get something in your head, you sort of, and then I don't know, you change how you are. So you think, okay, we settled, we can unpack, we can have a moment, and then you're off again, and I don't know, it just changes your plans. I'm sure you understand. It seems like Mr.
I do.
Edison would not like that sort of
No, he
thing
does
at all.
not. And then I have to figure out a way to explain it to him so that it seems like a better idea than the original plan, and it was all his idea. That's usually a comfort to him. But I understand, Miss Cartwright, and It is an improper suggestion, but I know that Mr. Hawk has brought some whiskey on the train. Maybe a thimble of that before you try and sleep. My mama always recommends it for the babies.
Oh,
Not that
well,
you're a baby, Miss Cartwright, just that it might help you sleep.
thank you very much. To be honest, Mr. Hawk had exactly the same idea, so it's very smart. I think I might take him up on it.
Well, he does keep a wife, so I'm sure he understands how to send women to sleep.
Hey, okay.
Goes a bit red.
I think that didn't come out the way you thought it would, August.
I mean, looking after a wife, that's a lot of work from what I'm led to believe.
Well, I'm sure it is.
Have you ever had a sweetheart or thought about marriage yourself?
No, ma'am, I've been mighty business, finding my place in the trade.
It's fair. Your mother doesn't pester you about it at all?
That's what my sister's for.
Oh, right. Fair enough. Yes. For me, it's my aunt. She seems to be constantly pushing me in that direction. I suppose it's a little different for ladies as to the gentlemen, so you probably have a little less pressure.
Words ticking clock. I just echo in the back of your mind.
I mean, that sounds exhausting.
Well, it can be. What about yourself? No special someone?
No one around at all. No, I move around a lot, so I don't really get to, have those kind of connections too often.
Oh, well.
Besides, I ain't got no aunt or no sister to bother me about getting married.
Oh. Oh, no family at all, or?
No, not for a while.
Oh, well, sorry. I mean,
Nah,
don't
unless
be...
you did it, you don't need to be.
Well, that's true, I guess. Sometimes I kind of wish I didn't have an aunt over my shoulder telling me what to do all the time, but to be honest, it is nice having somebody who worries about you, even if it feels smothering at times. But
Yeah, and your aunt's
Sure, it comes
voice
from a place
just
of love.
echoes in your head of, these two young men seem nice.
she does a little hair flip, but that doesn't really touch anything.
Miss Cartwright, you really do remind me of my sister. I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding somebody when you set your heart and mind to it.
Yes. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I have been rather distracted by other things. It always seemed I don't know, it never seemed like something I wanted to pursue at the time, but I suppose it is silly to ignore these things. Otherwise, time doesn't wait for any man, they say, right? So.
Maybe don't marry a Mormon. And he's going to very gently close Bucky's book.
No, I think if this is confirmed anything, Miss Cartwright, it's to stay as far away as you can from these folks.
I think we're all probably in agreement. Just hearing that there's special underwear and space is probably enough for me to just steer clear. I think for once that might be something myself and my aunt is in agreement of.
I can imagine it would.
Enough between heaven and earth for us all to be exploring without worrying about the great beyond that. I mean, we only just figuring out all these dinosaurs. Who knows what else we got here to be considering?
That's true. Maybe there's more things lying under the earth that we can discover. I mean, we saw something pretty strange yesterday that I've never seen before and never really want to again. So.
Yeah, I can't get that image out of my head. I'm not gonna lie. No matter what I do, it seems to still be there.
I know. I keep thinking that it's something I made up, but it feels incredibly real, and everyone else seems to experience it. And I don't know. It just also seemed so unworldly in a way that I don't know. I start to doubt. But
yeah, well, maybe it came from space.
It was very strange that you couldn't get the penguin out the window.
Oh, yes. What? Did you notice that? I mean, and I look over at. I keep forgetting his name,
Mr. Bailey.
Bailey.
Mr. Bailey, isn't it, Bailey? Yeah. Did you see that, August? That Mr. Bailey kind of seemed a little dazed while all that was happening.
Well, he's a fella a long way from home, on a very exciting journey, and like yourself, like all of us, I'm sure this is exhausting, and the weather and everything probably just got overwhelmed.
Yeah, he's Australian.
Not everybody's like Mr. Jones and able to hop immediately into action when things go wrong.
True. Yes. To be honest, it's probably for the best. I really shouldn't be taking other people's possessions and wanting to fling them out of the window, but there's something about that penguin that just riles me or something.
We all do strange things in a panic, and it was the nearest thing. It's quite a natural response. I must say, Mr. Hawk was pretty handy with the shotgun. I should
Yes.
think when we get to where we're going, it would be nice to have a hunting day or a range day.
Yeah, maybe. I'm sure there's facilities there. We'll have to see.
Well, all we need is a fence and a couple cans.
Well, maybe if that bottle of whiskey gets emptied, we'll keep that for it.
Well,
Sounds like a good way to break that in.
if you think that we can persuade Miss Staunton to drink a little, maybe we can see her shooting. That's something I'd like to see.
You know, I have the suspicion that lady would be very good with a gun.
Imagine like a crack shot out of nowhere.
There would be quite the surprise, but interesting to see. I mean,
Terrifying.
she's come all the way from Britain and England to live here. I mean, that takes quite something, surely.
A lot of bravery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, embarking on this kind of a journey across country on her own like that, I think that's something brave in and of itself, too.
Yeah, and clearly
It is.
she's still going through quite a lot. I mean, she's in mourning gear.
Oh, I thought that was just part of her humor.
Oh,
No.
no, I'm pretty sure that's because she lost her husband not all that long ago. But
Well,
much as I'm curious to ask, it feels a little much to pry, so we'll see. Maybe at some point soon.
there's a lot of sadness on the train.
Eh.
But we're all here for a positive reason in the end.
Yeah, and we can find our own fun besides that anyway. There ain't too much sadness. We can, I'm sure we can make it work.
That's right, we gotta look for them silver linings in the storm clouds.
Speaking
Yeah.
of, are you sold in solitaire only, or can we join in?
As long as you don't invite the penguin. I lost
no.
money in that game.
You hear to that? And I deliberately turn my back towards wherever the penguin is.
How about
If
a
you
friendly game of
glance,
Find
it's
the
like
Queen?
she's staring right at you.
Yeah, I glance over and definitely turn away. Like,
Slide on.
is out of interest actually, like where we've taken our bunks, who took the bunk next to Kitty?
Well,
Because she would have very much tried to persuade somebody other or somebody to be in that bed, I think, in a weird way.
I did say that you would
twins.
probably, since you have 3 little booths and you took one like L-shaped corner, you're probably in like the corner of the L-shaped corner, so you would have either
yeah, I think she would have tucked herself
Bucky
to
and
make sure that
Ryan or
maybe
August
someone else.
Edison. One of the
Okay.
two would be across from you and next to you.
Yeah, fair. Okay. Sorry, August, what are we playing?
Find the Queen, ma'am. It's mighty easy. I can teach you.
Okay.
Let's give it a go.
As the youngins play cards, and the married and formerly married get to know each other and discuss. Time goes by rather pleasantly. The rain lets up a bit. It starts to clear out as the sun sets, just in time to see some little red tendrils peeking up over the mountains as you guys are headed towards the mountains. James and Henry both they come down the aisle and they go, we'd just like to remind y'all, in case you haven't done so, or if you're from California or whatnot, we are currently in the mountain time zone, so you will need to adjust your pocket watches and timepieces accordingly.
Yes, thank you, James.
Of course,
And after they move on, Jones is like, "Of course, we've already adjusted our timepieces." Suddenly,
You see,
I
like
understand they
the
have to
old
tell that to
man,
everyone.
like adjusting his, like winding his pocket watch. Fun fact: time zones were not invented that long ago. Just a couple years, in fact. I think last year, actually. And they were first instituted by the trains, and have started to catch on in other ways as well. So there's your fun fact for today about time zones and how they began.
Imagine that when that happened, Jones went to like parties celebrating
Yes.
the time zone.
Maybe, yeah. Been a lot of railroad people at those parties.
Yeah, it's Jones and 2 other people.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. Now we can finally
Yes.
keep on
Celebrated
the
it.
schedule. Yeah.
Well, that's
Like
enough
it
for me.
was
I'm
the-
going home.
You know what it was?
like
Is
it
for
was
one
the
day,
greatest invention ever.
he like jauntily adjusted his pocket watch and says, "Oh, now I'm on New York time."
Just said
Look at
that's
me,
something.
I'm
That's a
time
vice. That's a
traveling.
vice. He pretends to be in different time zones.
That's
He's at home. He's at home in his chair, changing his watch. It's like, oh, who's in
he's
Central?
got like 4 different wall clocks, and they're all different time zones labeled underneath.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. He's the first person to ever do that.
We
All
don't
the
have daylight
newspapers and
savings
stuff
yet,
got it from him.
thank God. But we have started to have time zones, so that is they're just reminding passengers who may not have gotten the update, or but you would have gotten the update from the Transcontinental Railroad. They would have told you as you were transitioning, but people might not be aware, and so they're telling you now. Because you were in first class, you got the update. If you were maybe not on the other one, you may not have gotten the update. So, yep, time zones.
Jones is
Yeah,
waiting for
mountain
9
time.
o'clock.
Yes. Wait, and there is a small dinner service that is provided. It's a packed dinner from catered dinner, they would call it, from Salt Lake City. It would be baked potato with a bison chili and a dinner roll and some stewed vegetables. Okay, packed up rather nicely.
Stewed vegetables.
And that would be everyone's dinner. Boop, 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 boop. And it is included in the price.
Do you know what? This is a better service than the one we were on, gang. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we're all in
That's
agreement that it's
surprising.
better than a hotel.
And it's a lot less though. That's maybe it's
It
just
is,
further inland.
It is a
or-
narrower train.
Strange.
You are on a narrow gauge railroad, so it's not as spacious, but the service is quite attentive and the food is quite good.
It is thrilling. We live on the cutting edge of transportation technology.
the very first one, right?
Yes, indeed. And this is its maiden voyage, so to speak. And
You
you
know,
are a
that-
maiden. Isn't that humorous?
Well, that's good. Yes,
Made a joke.
you did. It was
Hmm?
it was funny. It was
Mr.
funny.
Boone, did you get my joke?
I did. It was great. It was great. I would give it a 7 out of 10.
What do you think of this man they were looking for with a wanted poster? Think he's here on the train?
You mean the British folk?
Yes. The only British
I'm
person
sure.
that I am currently aware of is Miss Staunton, and the picture did not look like her.
No.
Unless something
nothing.
happened in the brief time where I had a whiskey. Maybe I
Well.
blacked out and adopted a whole different persona, different sex, and
I don't see that as being likely at all.
no, I don't either.
Make for a fun story, though.
Imagine.
Oh, perhaps
But I'm
like Jules Verne could write something.
maybe. But I'm sure whatever it was about this British guy, I mean, that's Mormon business. We don't need to think about that.
Yes, I suppose it is their concern. But still, upsetting to think that people are running scams and grifts out there.
Yeah, it's there's some bad people out there. You need to be careful, Mr. Jones.
So make sure you have all of your possessions. And I've heard that
It's,
pickpockets are not unusual in this area.
it's a tale as old as time, though. People have been running scams and grifts since time immemorial. It's just what
True.
people do.
We said that about everything, Miss Staunton, then no justice would ever be administered.
I'm not saying that it shouldn't go punished. I'm just saying it shouldn't surprise you.
No.
I mean, if
just not.
if they were foolish enough to fall for a scam, then there's probably some responsibility on them too.
There's a phrase, isn't there? Caveat emptor, buyer beware. I believe the Romans were very fond of that one.
Indeed,
Again, due to
but we all
scams.
know what happened to them.
They had a very prosperous empire spread across
Then
Europe.
Go Team Visigoths. The Visigoths showed up.
I didn't know we were in for my Roman Empire today, but here we
Sorry,
are.
I'm just digging deep into Jones' lore. Let's move past the Roman Empire.
And as we move past the Roman Empire, it is time for turn down service. Well, getting close to time for turn down service. It is 9 o'clock, and the Pullman cart, rather than doing like one side then the other, they do one complete row, then the other complete row. So they will start turning down bunks, and you see the two young twin ladies. They were doing needlework. They're like cleaning that up so that way they can get their bunks made up. And the really round elderly gentleman gets a pipe and goes to the end of the train to go have a smoke while they turn down the bunk. And Mr. Bailey and Doris kind of shift over to your side and just wait for the bunks to be made. He goes and gets changed into his jammies. He's got like a little baby blue. Actually, no, that was a feminine color. Pink. Light pink. And yeah. The turn down service happens, and I believe it's, if there's anything else anyone else wants to do before bed, just let me know.
Jones would go out 15 minutes before 9 o'clock to the pre-appointed location.
Then
where he's going to have a conversation with Hawks, and we don't even need to roleplay it. I just want to be on record that he's out there early.
He's out there.
the turn
Like
down
one
service
end of
is
the cart
starting to
carriage,
begin. Yep.
Stands
Yeah.
there waiting for Hawks.
Hawks kind of like is probably about a couple of minutes after 9 o'clock
Yeah.
where Hawks kind of comes in. He's probably smoking something.
Everyone's
he
in their
looks up.
pajamas.
Looks up, sees Edison and goes, "Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
Yes,
hang
it is time for you to drink whiskey.
on. Yeah, hang on. Yeah. He puts out the cigarette. Yeah, little whiskey. Yeah, let me get that. And
Yes, and
Kitty,
I have-
Kitty will be joining us. If that's okay, Miss Jones. She'll be joining us. Where is
Jones struggles with this for a moment, and then says, "Yes, that is fine."
and you'll be fine. And he kind of comes out with the whiskey.
Jones
and-
pulls out a stalk of celery from his pocket.
and he brings out 3 kind of like little. They're not glasses.
They had little tin shot glasses, little tin
That's
cups.
the one. Yeah.
Yep.
And he comes out and he tries to put it somewhere. Is there like a table or something, like a windowsill?
There'd be like a windowsill. Yeah, you could put them in at the end of the train. Yeah.
Windowsill
absolutely.
down. He'll pour himself one. You sure you don't want one, Mr. Jones?
I am positive.
All right.
Yes.
Just
Don't you
because-
worry that overindulgence in whiskey will lead to a state of being such as Mr. O'Neill we met earlier today.
I mean, yeah, if you drink too much, it's just a little bit of self-control.
Yes, I see. I do appreciate that. You seem to be a well-disciplined man for the most part. And
Well, I try to be.
I'm hoping that, Miss Cartwright, you as well, to
Yes.
spread the idea that perhaps it is time for us to focus on finding this missing person. Not your father, although that, of course, is important.
No, of course.
But the man that Mr. Marsh has sent us to find. Maybe we should be asking at train stops, and obviously nobody here would know, as it is the maiden voyage. But Well, any information we can find about Mr. Lakes may help us to find him.
That is true. I was actually thinking that we're taking the train to the place where we can start asking questions, but I didn't even think about the fact that we should probably ask them now.
Yes, he must have arrived here. Do we know where Lakes was from, or
Yeah, I was about to-
is he a local guy?
So you would know that Lakes is originally from England. Professor Arthur Lakes went to Oxford. That's how Mina knows of him. They would have met on a couple of occasions, and then he moved over to teach at
We're
the
talking about
Colorado
Marsh or
School of
Lakes?
Mines.
Which
Lakes.
body of water are we talking about? Okay.
Lakes, yes, I know. Lakes would have studied in England and then come over to America as a geologist to teach at the Colorado School of Mines, and fell into found some dinosaur bones and let Marsh know about it.
Okay. I wonder. So Jones is basically thinking like, well, if he's from the area, then there's not much to be gained until we get there. But we might as well, chat up our fellow travelers and see if anybody has heard anything about people going missing in the Golden area, or Colorado in general. He's just looking for everyone. He's trying to get everyone focused on the job because he's such a professional.
Yeah. Well, Mr.
that makes
Jones, myself, I haven't been asking questions because we're a bit further away out for.
Of course, yes. No, that I do not wish to imply that I'm judging anything. I think
No.
now is the time.
I never. Yeah, of course. But I have been. I suppose you could say doing a test run in maybe assisting Kitty in finding her father.
Oh, well, yes, you are honing your investigatory skills.
See what works, see what doesn't work, and I'm hoping then we get closer to find Mr. Lake, Professor. Is it a professor or Dr. Lake?
Professor
Professor.
Lake.
Professor Lakes.
Professor
yes.
Lake.
Lakes.
That we'll see what works, what doesn't work, and what to look out for. I mean, depending
You are
on
in a
where
similar
he would,
field. Have you met him before or heard of him in your studies?
I've definitely heard of him. I don't think I've met him. I've definitely probably know his books and what he does, but I don't think I've had the pleasure in actually meeting him.
Some journal articles and things like this?
Exactly. Yeah.
It seems to be a mystery. What if it is a fake name and he is the man the Mormons are looking for?
That will be one hell of a mystery, wouldn't it?
Yes, we should tell Mr. Boone.
I think we should kind of stick with the facts of what we got, and there's not many in the way of the Mormons, so maybe we should just.
That
push
would be
to one side.
yeah, that would be very confusing if he had changed his name, headed to Salt Lake City, pretended to be somebody else, and started doing
No,
fraud.
you're both right. Forgive me for flying off the handle into flights of fancy.
No,
we should
Mr.
use what we
Jones,
know.
I like the outside of the box thinking. You should do it more.
But I love boxes.
Boxes have their place.
Yes, isn't it wonderful?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Could I have a little
Whiskey,
of that
Kitty?
whiskey? Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
There we go.
That's enough.
Quite
Just a little.
strong,
just a little.
strong odor.
You sorry. So, Monsieur, you may not like whiskey, but do you like chocolate?
Oh, I mean, no, thank you.
Right. Okay. What, if you don't mind me asking, what do you enjoy, like, food?
Oh, well, have you heard about my hobbies? Staring at bodies of water, preferably without islands interrupting them, waiting in line, and boxes.
Boxes, huh?
Yes.
Okay. Like, any box or different variations?
Just the
of
idea
boxes?
of them in general. I like that they exist.
It's not
They're
even
very useful.
different ways that they open, or
That's part of
close.
it. It's all up in there.
Right.
Oh,
What about
I'm getting
what about-
excited again.
What about food and drink? Do you like particularly any food or drink?
I see
or-
them as functional to continue living. My favorite foods are as follows: celery, unflavored porridge, and baked beans with no flavor added. Just plain beans that have been boiled to a paste.
Oh, not even salt?
Well, no. No.
Oh.
No salt. Too strong. I don't have an allergic reaction, but I do have an aversion to seasoning in any form.
Right. Okay.
I did wonder. Yes,
I'll remember
at
that.
dinner. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. I'll remember that.
S-
So
unusual.
I'm guessing you don't want a chocolate then.
No, you are guessing correctly.
Okay. Wonderful.
Do you
So
have
I hope-
chocolates?
I do have chocolates. Yes. I was going to offer it to Kitty.
I'm sure the others would not mind an offer.
Yeah.
You don't have any celery, do you?
Is it?
Eaten my only
didn't you-
pocket stock.
Oh, you finished it. I was just
I ate it,
imagining him.
yes.
Yep.
I ate it very quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the idea. It's always exactly 3 bites.
It is always 3 bites when I eat it, but I hold it
Precisely
like this,
cut.
and then
measured.
I go.
Right. So you want? I just wanted to make sure so you wouldn't be offended.
Your
Yeah,
offer
that
is
I'm
very
leaving
kind.
you out. You know.
I do not feel excluded, which is a nice feeling.
Wonderful. That's what I was hoping for. Kitty, help yourself to the chocolates if you fancy them. You're more than
Are you sure?
Yeah, well, for all of us. Just don't eat them all because I think the others might want 1 or 2. So
No, of course. To be honest, maybe I'll just have the whiskey for now. I don't want to counteract the hopefully good deeds that the whiskey might do for my sleep by having chocolate then staying awake because of it.
Have you had difficulty sleeping?
A little. I don't know. Just maybe I've not really slept on a train before, and so I don't know if it's that. I've had some odd dreams, and maybe because of traveling the same route that my father did, I've just been thinking about him a little much, I guess. So it's just been keeping me up a little. But maybe tonight is different, and to be honest, hopefully the whiskey will help a little.
If you'd like, I could. I'm very good at falling asleep.
I'm
Part of the
sure.
reason for that is I have studied in meditation and breathing exercises. If you'd like, I could show you some for sleep time. Perhaps they will help.
Sure. Yes. Can't hurt.
Jones goes through all this. I mean, I don't want to play it out,
Yeah.
but would help. Like Jones is a Zen Buddhist,
Sure. Yeah.
and
Give her some
Amazing.
So
meditation.
he's
to
giving
give
her
the
meditation
rundown.
pointers, but also just
Yeah.
about the expanding of chakra and
Mhm.
mandalas opening and closing and all this stuff to slow your rhythms down and to calm
Yes.
yourself.
as he's going into this, Ryan will kind of just slink back. He'd have the whiskey and the chocolates and the few glasses, and he'll just go and just kind of wander off and he's going to go to the others to offer them whiskey and chocolate.
Whiskey and chocolate. Who takes the whiskey and chocolate offer?
100%.
I
why
knew
not?
Bucky would. Mina? Yeah. What about August? August take whiskey and chocolate. And/or chocolate.
I think as Hawk comes over, he catches August fiddling with the side of the bunk.
Mm-hmm.
And August turns back and just looks really guilty, and he has a playing card in his hand.
August? What are you doing?
I had an idea. Mr. Jones is not gonna approve. And he's gonna turn the card over. And it's the Ace of Diamonds, and on it are written each of the names of the group they're traveling. So in alphabetical order. So Bailey, Boone, Cartwright, Hawk, Hope, Jones, Staunton. And then the date at the bottom. And he was trying to find somewhere to hide this card on the train so it would stay on the train.
Yeah, you could. That's easy enough to do.
Because he can't vandalize the train, all right? That would be very wrong.
Yeah.
But
no.
hiding something on the train.
Yeah, yeah.
Completely reasonable. There's so much embellishment here. You could easily find a place to tuck it away.
Hmm. So, so you did you explain that to Hawk, or was that to Lindy?
Yeah, he would have explained it to
Okay.
you, but like in a hushed tone.
Yeah.
Why do you want to do that and leave that on the train?
Well, it's kind of amazing, ain't it? It's the first time this train is running, and we're here, and we're all together, and in some ways it feels like we shouldn't be, but we are.
I guess I guess I don't really see it that way, but
Ain't a moment nobody gonna remember, probably not even us down the line, but there could be this card.
right.
We were here, part of it.
Huh. Bit of a sentimentalist, aren't you, August?
I guess so.
Well, I won't tell Mr. Jones if you don't, alright?
Just imagine, Professor Hawk, if he ever finds out there is a deck of cards that is missing one very important card. Let alone that I have tampered with the train on its first trip.
Mm-hmm.
Smash cut to Jones like meditating and like opening his eyes, being like, somewhere a deck of cards is missing.
There's a disturbance in the force.
Ugh.
Yeah, do you want me to take that card deck from you so he has no chance of finding it, just in case?
If you wouldn't mind, I'm sure he would expect you to have lost one and would be alright with that.
Yeah. Okay. So I was just coming by to see if you wanted a nip of whiskey and some chocolate before bed.
Well, sir, I like to think of chocolate as an afternoon treat, but I would certainly say yes, please, to the whiskey.
All
He's
right.
like looking around now. He's like, "Where is Jones?" I know he feels the
You hear
disturbance in the force.
quiet talk of chakras in the background
Yeah.
as the porters are
Sound
starting to
of-
come by and dim the lights. You could
And,
eat whiskey and chocolate before Jones gets back.
Yeah. So he hands you one of the tin thing with a little thing of whiskey at the bottom. Hey, think of it this way: you could toast the train for its first journey.
Well, a toast always best made with more than one person.
Yeah, you're right. Let me have another one. He'll make another one, and he'll lift it as a toast to our journey.
To our journey and bars on trains.
Yeah, that'd be real nice. He'll down it.
Soon.
Oh. All right. Well, good night, August.
Good night, Professor.
Please call me Ryan. I know Mr. Jones will never call me that, but you can, right?
I can. Good night,
Yeah.
Ryan.
Thank you.
And
Right.
as everyone goes to sleep. First, Kitty, you come back in. All the
Yes.
bunks have been made up. You
Mhm.
know, ready
Yeah.
for sleep. The curtain's drawn. You go to your bunk. You open the curtain, and tucked in, with a little nightcap on, is Doris.
In my bunk,
In your bunk.
I think. Can I roll something to see if I like let out a bit of a scream?
Whatever you want.
If there's
yeah.
some sort of like power roll or something that Kitty needs to make here, can I assist in some way and like teaching her these breathing techniques? I want to help her.
We'll give her a
like,
bonus. We'll give her a
get over
bonus
it.
to
Yeah.
not scream.
I mean, she was so chill walking away from
Mhm.
Mr. Jones. Absolutely the chillest, and she was like, "Okay, I've had some whiskey. I'm staying." Opens up the curtain, sees this.
and the
bloody
penguin is
penguin?
like turned to face, so like the face is like right there.
I think. I mean,
Blanket
like, I don't
tucked
know
up,
if I
little
wanna roll
flipper
for it
on
because
at the outside of the blanket. Like,
Is anyone
Imagine-
else around? Because I think she
imagine it's
will
a
let out a
nightcap.
bit of a scream and like grab it.
like this.
Where's Mr. Bailey?
So Mina would have seen him like awkwardly put Doris at like the foot of his bunk and then close the curtain. because she's in the bunk below you. He's like one bunk down and then to the right of you.
So wait, she saw him put it in my bed?
She would have seen him put it in his own bed at the foot of the bunk.
His
and then
own
close
bed?
the curtain. Yeah.
Okay.
This is what you see.
So the curtain is closed, but
Yes.
I know where he's sleeping, right? Because I probably would have paid
You
attention.
would have seen it. Yeah, you would have been.
I will let out a bit of a scream, and I will grab the penguin, and I want to fling it in his direction at his curtain.
Mina, like, she hears the scream, she pokes her head out, and like she's all in a nightie and all her hair's down and everything, so it's a little bit crazy.
just
She's like, what?
see this
It's just in time
penguin
to see
come
you
out.
throw this penguin. She's like, what's going on?
And you are able to grab and yeet Doris. You yeet her
Doris.
across. He's also in the upper bunk, so it's just kind of like a straight shot.
Yeah, I mean, she
across.
might not. She probably fails miserably to get it anywhere close. But
No,
it'll go down the hallway.
impeccably. Just through the little gap in the curtains, right into
wow.
the bunk.
Dunk.
Just
Beak in the
knock him
face.
out.
Yeah.
And you see a lot of people
mean,
like
Yeah,
poking
Ryan's
out
gonna
with sleep
stick his
masks.
head out
Same.
for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, Kitty screaming is like,
And then
And can you make me a power check as you grab the penguin?
Huh?
Can you make me a power check, please, as you grab the penguin?
Yeah.
You'll
let's
get
do
a
it.
plus 10 bonus.
Come on.
You succeed. You're good.
She's gonna see all the faces, just be like, and then just like try and focus back on Mr. Jones's things, and just be like, and look down at Mina and be like, I'm so sorry, and the what did he put it in my bed?
And Mina's like, she was dropping off to sleep, and so she's a little bit groggy, and she's like, but the penguin?
The penguin was tucked into my bed. I'm
Well,
sorry, I
so-
just didn't find it funny. That's all.
No. I saw Mr. Bailey put it in his bunk. How did it in your?
I think she eyes around, like to see if anyone is looking sneaky or like grinning.
Make me a
or...
psychology check to try to get a read on these people.
Ooh. Oh god, my psychology is crap. No.
No, everyone seems confused as to why you would be screaming.
I think
Then-
she goes very red because she's like now thinking she just made a fool of herself and tries to calm herself down and crawls up and kind of quickly closes the curtain and then probably again tries to sit there for a second trying to calm herself down back into what Mr. Jones was saying.
With the deep breathing
wishing
and the
she
whiskey,
had a bottle of whiskey.
and your successful, power check. You didn't quite need a sanity for that. You're able to calm back down relatively
Yeah.
quickly.
she quickly sort of like back into what he was going through and things, and then
All
as it's
emotion,
quiet.
all fear comes from outside of the self. The self is the origin of all things. You're interpreting things. You're taking stimuli. It's like just-
You have, and then like your brain drifts just to like space Mormonism for just a brief moment, and then you fall asleep. You're just taking in everything that you learned today about
Mm.
But as everyone's asleep, Ryan, you have a
Yeah.
dream.
I have a dream.
You have
Okay.
a dream. You dream.
I didn't touch Doris.
You did not touch Doris today.
That's true. It's true.
So your dream's pretty mellow.
The whiskey helped.
The whiskey helped. Yeah, but you dream you're in that jungle again,
Okay.
and you see this ziggurat-like structure.
Hmm.
And the top of it is a crystal. Looks different than it did before. Right now, it looks like like if you took an ace of diamonds and just popped one of those out and just stuck it up on top of this ziggurat. And it's just sitting there, rotating. Giant red diamond.
Can I see that bloody penguin somewhere?
Give me a spot hidden check in your dream. You don't see a penguin, but you turn around and there is a mule.
Oh! Damn it, what was his name?
There's a big bell collar on with Rosabelle.
Rosabelle, that was it.
Like stamped
Rosabelle.
into it. And this mule's just sitting there. chewing.
He'll go up to the mule. Oh, hey. Rosabelle, right?
Yeehaw.
Oh wow, it worked.
The mule looks at
Well.
you from the plants that it's chewing.
Well, wherever you are, I hope you kept Kitty's father safe, alright? Stay where you are and maybe one day we'll find you, alright?
And then the mule does the like the mule like teeth showing thing. That's what you get. And then you drift back into the darkness and deep sleep. But Kitty, who attempted to yeet Doris out at a crocodile earlier today.
I just can't leave this penguin alone. She's in my face, man.
To a bunk. You have a dream. You're in the jungle again. Following a railroad track. This railroad track leads to what looks to be like ghost town. But not your typical Wild West ghost town. I mean, it is, but you're not out in a desert. You're in a dense jungle. Buildings have been torn down by vines, thick vines. And it's damp. The air is thick, hot, and heavy. And you see, sitting in the middle of the tracks is Doris, just ahead in like what would be the town center. It's not a big town. Looks like a train stop town. You see one of those old water towers that looks like it's one strong wind away from collapsing over. And Doris just sitting in the middle, surrounded by buildings on the side.
So she's in the middle of like
Got a
the
half
town
dozen
square?
structures. Yeah, there's like a dozen structures here. Yeah, half of them are caved in though. Sitting there.
I think she'll start to walk towards the penguin because it's come up so much, and I think at this point she's wondering. Yeah, she's just curious as to why this penguin is in her dreams and what link it has and stuff, and so I think she'll walk up to it if she can.
Sure, you walk up to it, and you see a shadow move over the ground real quick. Large shadow, like a bird, but way bigger.
I look up to see what made the shadow.
You see it's pretty high up, but this thing has to have a wingspan of 20 feet or so, if not more. Leathery bat-like wings. Long head. You know, it almost reminds you of one of Mina's drawings. And it starts to circle around the town square.
Does it give me the idea that it's a threat?
Hard to say. You've never seen an animal like this before. Dragon, beast, creature, hard to say.
And it's circling us at the moment.
So it seems. And you look back down at Doris, and she's now facing towards one of the buildings.
I
longer facing
follow the face. What am I looking at?
You see like maybe the train station, the ticket booth at some point. And you hear a noise. Kitty? And you hear your father's voice. Kitty, you gotta get inside!
And it's coming from that building.
Uh-huh. And as he says
I think
that,
I will-
that shadow gets real big, real fast, and you look up and you see a giant mouth open. And right as it snaps, you wake up.
Ugh. Okay.
Cold sweat. The works.
Yeah.
And the porters are just now opening some curtains and stuff. It's morning. You're pulling into Grand Junction.
I think there's a slight sigh that she, at least in theory, got some sleep.
I mean,
Even if
physically you got
she
sleep.
probably doesn't feel very well rested.
You don't feel
necessarily
mentally
after
well
that, but-
rested, but you physically slept.
I will peek out of the curtains. Can I see the penguin?
Peeking just out
Yeah,
the edge
just
of
curious.
Mr. Bailey's curtain, you see the end of a tiny nightcap.
I think she
Just let it sleep.
looks.
Let her sleep in.
She looks at it and there's less sort of anger towards it. There's more curiosity
Mm-hmm.
towards this penguin now. And it's like, like I think she, just because it's like, I don't understand what's going on, but this penguin in the dream seems to be semi-pointing me towards my father, so maybe I should hate it less and embrace it a little more. But
Up
she's
to
like,
you.
I'm going insane.
And as
I'm
you're
not
going
sleeping and therefore going
insane, and breakfast is about to be served in Grand Junction, that is where we're going to call it for this evening. Welcome to your first stop along the Colorado, the Denver and Rio Grande Railway. You're 14 hours in, 21 more to go. And yeah, that's what we're going to today's session. Fabulous, fabulous, wonderful. We're going to go around, say who we are, and what your favorite moments, highlights of today's session, and we'll go in the same order as we started, so opposite day. Bucky Boone, how is today for you?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, there's so much that was happening today, so there's been so many good moments. I mean, I've been listening as I've gone along, and it's too long, so I'll pick one of my top ones. But yeah, I think my favorite moment today. I'll tell you what, I'll not go for the easy one on this one, but I think one of my favorites was when Edison Jones summoned the wrath of Wilhelmina early in the episode as well. I just think that entire situation was wonderful. Just the way that Jones had to deal with that and come to terms with it and sacrifice that 5 minutes was just wonderful to watch. I just live for Jones. He's great. But yeah, I'm Hollow. You can find me as the narrator on the Templin Institute on YouTube, and otherwise that's about it for now.
Wonderful, wonderful. And next we have Miss Kitty Cartwright, who keeps touching the penguin.
Stop touching the penguin. Yep.
Your sanity
God.
will be fine.
So far, I'm like seemingly making the saves on sanity and stuff, but I don't know about anything else. So yeah, I kind of agree. There was a lot of cool stuff today. I really felt like today, I felt like we got a lot more. We delved into characters a lot more, and we're starting to peel that onion away from lots of people, and I find it really cool. I think, God, yeah, I don't know, picking a moment, it's so hard. I think the August little sort of kind of sweetness came out a little bit more today. I mean, it always is there, but I liked learning in character about the collecting the stamps. And although I don't think learn that in character, I loved find the little cards, the sort of like memento of we were here kind of thing. That was cool. But yeah, too many good moments. Yeah, you can find me if you look really hard. but if you go to Kate Madison on Twitch tomorrow, at least every Thursday, then I am playing with my friend Bonnie, and we're playing Split Fiction at the moment, so we're doing a duo stream every Thursday over there, and that's always fun. And other than that, you can find me here. Sometimes I lurk on some other social medias, but yeah, I'm around.
Wonderful. Who else is around but Edison Jones?
Oh, mute button. We're being weird. Yeah, hi. Yeah, Edison is actually quite evenly square, rectangular almost.
It's
But
fair.
but I'm round and I'm Doc. I I had a great day. Edison had a great day. Everything's going on schedule. You know, like he had to stretch himself to grow as a person. Um, and that was delightful. So I enjoyed doing that. My favorite moments for today, I have two, because one, it was like self character centered, which is just, I love hearing August's perspective
Yes.
and backstory about how he connected with Jones, which is like, because Charlie knows this character. And so, like, just to be able to be like, yep, that's exactly how they got connected. And I loved that. But I also loved the street urchin. The nameless, genderless street urchin who just totally scammed Ryan.
Yeah.
And
Definitely got a name for the kid.
oh, I gave him a name in chat, which is Gutter Snipe Middle Kid. Because he's a middleman, but they're also a child.
Yeah,
So
yeah. They are a
Gutter Snipe
child.
Middle Kid, and is what I've been calling them in my head, and just pulling a fast one on Ryan
Absolutely.
was delightful. And I love them because they're like, they just walked right off the set of Newsies, didn't they? And they got their thumbs in their suspenders. And so that was that. I'm Doc. I play Edison sometimes on Wild RP, which is a Red Dead Redemption 2 roleplay server, and that's where a lot of his lore comes from. That I try to keep to a trickle, just because I played him for so long that I could just like, yeah. But tonight we learned he's married, which he is. The other thing I've got going on is I've got two different streamed games coming up on High Shelf Collective. On Tuesday of next week is our premiere of Red Heaven, which is a Heart the City Beneath role-playing game, actual play. And that launches next week. I'm the GM for that, and that starts on Tuesday at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. So that's over on High Shelf. And then in a couple weeks, I think it's 2 weeks from this Friday, I'll be a part of a game there of Pathfinder, doing a Pathfinder game with some great people. So I'll be playing as a character in that. It will be very different from Jones.
Wonderful. Someone who's a character that's very different from Jones would be August Hope.
Hello. I really enjoyed today for a lot of the reasons that everyone else has mentioned, you know, sinking in and getting to know each other on an in-character level, not just through like little snippets of other scenes. One of my favorite moments was Susie and I reacting very strongly to Fry's chocolate being mentioned. But I think that just brings me around to big props to Lindy for always being so on top of all of the details. We got to learn about the Ute today, which was not something I actually knew about before. And we're learning a lot about trains that I was not quite prepared for before joining this campaign. So gotta give props to that. I love the street urchin. I'm just waiting for Bucky's next con. It's one of my, you know, who's Bucky gonna con this week? And I'm waiting to see when he turns on the group. And what that might be, because right now, you know, we see him being pretty sincere other than lying about pulling cons on other people. So, you know, I'm just so curious how it's gonna play out. I loved Hawk being like the group dad. And dealing with the wacky uncle of Jones. So yeah, I appreciate this. This is a lot of fun. It's a really strangely wholesome game.
Yeah. Remember
I
that.
really love. Yeah, I'm
Remember
looking
that,
forward
it's
to us
so
all getting our
wholesome.
brains melted. Like, I am looking forward to those
Great,
horrific
good, I'm glad.
moments.
Great.
But yeah, thank you for the wholesome around them.
Speaking of wholesome, we have Miss Mina Staunton.
She is very wholesome. There's nothing ulterior or shifty about her origins or why she left England or anything. She's just very wholesome, very straight by the book. I had a great time. I always have a great time here because I love playing with you guys, and I love the world Lindy has built, and I love all our characters. One of my favorite moments this week, because there were quite a few in this episode, it was quite a good one, was honorable mention to Fry's chocolate. My mom will appreciate that. It's her favorite type of chocolate, peppermint. Peppermint cream. But my favorite moment, I think, was Ryan and Mina sitting opposite of Jones and getting him to gossip about his married life, because we were like, no fucking way this guy's got a spouse, and no fucking way they had like a courtship. What does that look like? That was one of my favorite bits. And of course the little street rat, impeccable. impeccable. The second you said a flat cap and suspenders, I was like, Ryan's either gonna get robbed or stabbed.
Robbed. You know,
Yeah.
if I was just gonna charge him exorbitant fees, and then he refused to pay the exorbitant fees, so it got worse because of the push. So you know, yeah. Thank you so much. Speaking of getting ripped off, Mr. Hawks, how was today for you? You got the info you wanted. I wasn't gonna deprive you of that.
Yeah.
That's how you got
but
it.
Still. I'm not going to trust a single street urchin from now on. I've been burned.
I'm so
That's it.
excited.
No more now. No more. So it's quite funny when you're at the end of this. You think you've got a favorite moment, and then everyone says every other one. You're like, oh my god, you're right. That's an even better moment. So there's so many. But for me, my favorite moment is going to be very sweet, very simple. Kitty yeeting Doris is just.
Yeah, Tom's had previous campaign penguin trauma, so.
I have. And I love Doris. I have a very rough, kind of like complex relationship.
And Doris loves you.
I love Doris, but also I'm equally as terrified of her. You know, completely and totally terrified. So it was fun imagining Doris flying through the air and knocking out the guy as he slept. So yeah, that was great. I can't wait. It's just this was a really nice episode just to chat and get to know people more, and I love those episodes. They're really, really cool. Really cool. And
yeah, I'm so glad you all got to have a nice, relaxing session today and really get
Makes
to
it
know
even better
each
when the
other.
rug gets
Make
pulled
those
out, yeah.
bonds stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, care about these characters.
Yes, delicious. I love it. So that's that, and then it just leaves me. Thank you. My favorite moments. I have one for each and everybody. I loved Bucky. Reading the book like this is some wild shit. I just thought that was entertaining. Him just trying to lay low and then immediately dropping the Brit, like being like, yeah, no, man, that sounds terrible. Getting that fast, pulling that fast one on those moments, because I was rolling like fire today, which I should be grateful that I was doing that this week and hope I don't do that next week. And then Kitty, I loved her interrogation of the drunk Irishman. Of being like I really want this info, but I don't know how I should feel about what's happening in this conversation. I loved her interactions with him. It was fabulous. And getting the cup of coffee. I loved Edison Jones. His enthusiasm for boxes never ceases to delight me. August, I liked his sweet moment of getting the card and writing their names on it, because it's the first train's trip and it's so special, and you have no idea how special it's gonna be. I just love it so much. And then Mina Staunton just getting in on that hot goss. I was here for it. I loved her instigating that. And getting to scam Ryan Hawks. This kid only wanted 50 cents. And now he's got $6.25. So kid made off pretty well. And I just loved that. Also, I gotta give a shout out. We had some art in chat from Cyberella. Oh my gosh, if it's all right with you, I would love to put these in our countdown next week. It's a little fan art in the countdown. So let me know if it's okay. And then you can find us here online, Tracks of Terror, next week for. I said, like, last time, it was, like, 20% more terror. This time was, like, a regular amount. We're gonna push the terror button next week. That's your teaser for what's to come. And it's gonna be so much fun because it's not gonna be in the way anyone expects, and I'm so excited. You can find us here, let's see, Monday and Tuesday. Not Monday, actually, because Travis unfortunately had a work thing pop up, so we will not have aliens. But we will have Ghosts of Saltmarsh on Tuesday, and they're going to take care of some undead infested Abbey Isle. And they've made friends with a pirate, ? Friends? With a ex-pirate, ? It'll be fine. I'm sure no one's going to get scammed there either. Until then, thank you so much for watching. Have fun and play games. Until next time.